Oh, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, and people from Asia, today the League of Ordinary Gentlemen proudly bring to you the Fantasy Football 5. Introducing Boss of the Law, Bryan Roberts. Quick wit, slow feet, Ryan Robertson.
Yep.
Jake, Coach Root.
Yep.
And making his first appearance on the Fantasy Football 5, a former champion, a current challenger, the only one of us immunized against COVID-19, the man known as Trigger Mike, Michael Smith.
All right. I see that I just want to know why you put that much effort into introducing him and you just
comes on the show more.
And JT, the commission.
Yeah, he came on the podcast when we did the phone call thing.
You talked to Bryan.
Yeah, this works out much better.
Yeah, I agree.
First time in person.
In the flesh.
Yes.
In the flesh.
Double Take was the name of that movie. I was trying to think about.
Oh, okay.
I think I've seen that.
I've never seen that.
Double Take?
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
I've never seen it. I have to watch it.
You say Eddie Griffin, and I think of two movies.
Undercover Brother.
Undercover Brother, and then he's in John Q.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's the two I always think
Great
of.
movies.
Yeah, I like both of them. I love John Q. I think that might be my favorite Denzel.
Made you cry, doesn't it?
Really?
Yeah, dude, I love that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Favorite
great-
Denzel movie?
It's up there.
Yeah.
Really?
Really.
I'd say John Q. Remember the Titans.
I like Fall.
Training Day.
That was
Ugh.
Fallen, Pelican Brief.
Yeah, you really
Fences.
I like John Q. You're not gonna change my mind on that.
Juice. That was a good one. He's not in it.
Skeleton Bone? Is that the name of it? Angelina Jolie?
The Bone Collector.
Bone Collector. I knew it was something with bone.
I'm right with you.
I was there.
Skeleton Key, I think.
name another kind of bone,
Wishbone.
Chicken bone.
which is also a
Skeleton Bone.
Skeleton Key.
Yeah.
Bone Collector. Two movies combined.
Tax Collector.
Tax Collector.
Anybody else want to do some
I don't
6
know.
degrees of Kevin Reagan?
I know.
Go ahead and take
Starting
it.
to trickle off now.
We ain't starting out too hot.
All right, so we are in week 17 of our fantasy football season, but we have to go back through week 16 in the final four to figure out who is going to be in the championship finals.
You got to act like Jordon.
I got to sit here quietly and
And laugh like
laugh
this.
without making any sound.
Yes.
Sorry, Jordan.
We
All
gonna
right,
crack it
because me and
down?
Mike-
Actually,
break
me and
up our
Michael ain't
matchup
started
and
this
you
is our
got
favorite part.
Ryan, first matchup.
Ryan Michael. Dick.
All right, so we
I'm
have
super with
Put it
these.
the Fantasy Phenoms at 7-7 and 5th with an original projection of 128 versus I'm immunized Michael Smith at 6-8 and an 8th with an original projection of 119. The final 147 to 167 in favor of Michael.
Michael.
Michael had one player get
Sending
single
is
digits.
6'5" from the University of North Carolina.
That's how he makes
Michael Jordan. That's skeleton of Space Jam.
I was
Mouse.
gonna
Not the guy that actually did it.
Yeah. Dude, I love it.
Maybe it's the same guy.
You son of a gun. Could be.
Probably is.
I don't know, maybe.
Who
What do you
knows?
think?
They could be.
Okay.
Sound a lot like me.
I just want to talk more about this than the matchup, but I continue.
Yeah. So Michael had one player get less than double digits. It was
Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz with 9.4. Everybody else in Michael's lineup came to play. Michael was actually led by Miami's defense,
Oh, wow.
who came up big on Monday night. What was let's see, so
He needed 9 points to win.
I was up by 9.
yeah.
Oh, he needed 10 to win.
Talk about going down to the wire. Well, I guess it was going down to the wire until the game started.
Literally.
It was going on the wire until the 4 o'clock game started.
Well,
The 4 o'clock game started. He had Rashad Penny, and I had Hill, Lockett, and Noah Fant going.
he also
And I needed to have like a 10 or 15 point lead coming out of the 4 o'clock games to give myself a reasonable shot. I still would have lost. And then Rashad Penny, I think, had 7 carries on the first drive for Seattle, for like 55 yards.
He had more than all three of those combined.
I know. I'm aware. I was watching.
I was watching.
But yeah, I mean, that was a tight matchup all the way through. I thought I was dominating because Jalen Hurts had like 2 points, I think, or 3 points at halftime. So good. Gardner Minshew's going to come in the second half. Smooth sailing. And Jalen Hurts did Jalen Hurts stuff where if you watch him play, he's terrible, but then you look at his final stat line.
Watch the final stat line,
you're like, dude, that's a solid game. Solid game. And he did.
Jalen Hurts with 2 touchdowns, 199 pass yards, 7 rush yards, ends up with 20. Devontae Adams was big for you with 28.4, 2 touchdowns, 10 receptions, 114 yards.
He got peppered.
So much of that was in the first half, though.
Yeah, I was watching. He had like 23 at halftime, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like,
I wasn't watching the game. I was playing basketball with the nephews, and Jake sent me a text said Devontae's going off. Oh no!
Because what are we gonna do?
Somebody stop it!
Get your gun. We're going to Green Bay.
I think it was 1st and goal from the 1, and they run a slip route to Devontae at the pylon. I'm like, that's right. Screw the running backs.
Yeah, they're trying to get it to him.
But see, like the
It's
weeks
uncomfortable
prior to
for
that,
him
they
to
really were going a lot of AJ Dillon in those areas. Like Dillon, I thought was really kind of taking a lot of the red zone carries, even away from Jones, and really becoming the staple in the red zone. But not this week. They were like, no, we're going to throw it.
We know.
Maybe that was
we know what works.
I think Cleveland had a couple of corners out, and they do have a pretty stout D line, so maybe that was part of their game plan. I mean, or it's just like he's the best
nobody
player on
can
the
cover
field
him,
and he
yeah.
can't cover.
True.
So, I mean, either way, it was a recipe for success.
It worked out.
The other big play was Boyd. Boyd was
So pissed.
he was like, yeah, he was doing okay, and all of a sudden he gets like a 60-yard touchdown.
I
or
saw
something
that. I was
like
like,
Yeah,
it's
he
going to be a good day.
He was doing
It's gonna be a
okay.
good
He had
day.
0 catches on 0 targets.
Oh,
First catch, like 60-yard bomb touchdown. I said, well, that's
Even
what
if that's what he finishes with, is more than we
Oh,
projected
yeah.
for. So I was like, I'll take it.
That's what you want to see. Because I definitely thought you were going to start Jacoby Myers.
What'd you come
I don't even know what I'm going to do until I wake up on Sunday. When you guys set my lineup for me, I was like, that's a good idea. I should probably do this.
He said that.
I really don't know what I'm going to do. I kind of just waited out.
do you ever do
Buddy,
the
you just
quarterback
ain't gonna
match?
tight turn a little bit. We're gonna get you squared.
Oh, there we go.
Problem is, guy you're going against gonna get his say so in.
Do you ever have that worry, like maybe I take like cold medicine the night before or something like that, and I don't wake up till 2 o'clock and you miss all the whole thing?
Everybody in the house knows you
Okay.
wake me up at 11 o'clock.
Wake me up
You
at
know me and my doctor.
I would be the guy that I would be so paranoid that something would happen where I wouldn't wake up and I wouldn't be able to do it, or the power goes out and I have no service and then I couldn't set my alarm up.
3 p.m. I'm getting the fuck up, but I'm well rested.
Right. You might want to get some help for your cold medicine issue, man.
I don't know, man.
Oh, gosh. So Jacoby Myers had 8.9. Yeah, Boyd was definitely the right start there.
For sure.
A guy that we've talked about.
Really pissing me off with it. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Hell of a start.
A guy that we've talked about for Michael over the past couple of weeks has really came on as of late, Calvin Ridley.
Now we got to bring him up.
I'm going to tell you, though, he probably appreciates that you left him on your team and let him ride the
I
rest.
never
No,
let
you
him go.
never gave up on me.
I
You
never
did.
gave
And he
up.
won't
He's
forget
really
that
helped-
shit.
He's really helping his mental state.
Remember that? Was it? Did you have Saquon last year?
Yeah,
And you kept him on your IR the
I just
entire
kept him.
season. I was like, that's loyalty.
That is loyalty.
Mama, everybody dropped me. No, they didn't, baby. There's a
Yeah.
young man named
Yeah.
Michael
Yeah.
Smith in North Carolina. He still got you on the team.
And then he
Now
gets
you get out there on that football field and you play for Mike.
What is this, Bobby Boucher's mom?
Kathy Bates.
I tell you what, she could be.
Michael Smith is the devil.
While she's asleep, and she didn't set her up.
You know why she was asleep? All the NyQuil.
And Benadryl with allergies too.
He kept saying the black under his eyes was from the baseball. It wasn't. It's all the fucking NyQuil.
No, I stayed up for 17 straight days. I gotta catch up.
Devin Singletary.
Screw Devin.
That's what I was going to say.
Dude, you picked him up on a Sunday morning, and since you've started him, I don't know if he's gone single digits.
No,
Yeah, because Zach Moss doesn't play.
I thought about
I
this
think I
yesterday.
picked him up
I think
against
Y'all
Andrew,
have
right?
talked
I
about
think
how
you went-
good I play the waiver wire.
You picked him up
11,
first week.
I
16,
played the waiver
16.
wire about perfect.
I think you
all
picked
year.
him up
Really,
played the
weeks
last
ago.
3 weeks.
All
Yeah.
year.
And he's gotten double digits every week for you. And look at the weeks prior to that pickup. 3.6, 5.3, 5.8.
Yeah, you don't feel confident in that pickup at all.
Desperate I am. But then he's rewarded
But
your
yeah,
face. Michael Smith picks you up. Well, here's something
We've
else
only
that I
got one
noticed on the
podcast
other
left in the
side
year, but
Exactly.
Let's hear it.
is Ryan started 3 new running backs.
Ryan asked me who to start, and I told him one of the right
Ryan asked
runs. All right, he probably listened to you.
He did.
literally went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
I told him to start Russell Guy.
He did.
Over who?
Just
Oh,
Jackson.
my God.
I told him, I said,
Michael, I was trying to help you.
I appreciate it. I sent it in to him and said, Chase Edmonds, the only back, got to start him. He said, well, who do you start between Jackson and Gage? I said, well, I think Jackson will get carries, but I don't know about goal line with Kelly. If you think he can get a touchdown, play him.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
verbatim what I said in the
And
text.
then the
The
reason why I went Jackson over him is because they're playing Houston, which they should dominate Houston. I think Houston won by 2 scores. But
Yeah,
whatever.
41 on your chart
Yeah,
because I started that
I know.
defense.
You're an idiot. And then Gage has had 2 games, I think, this year where he's gotten 0. And I said, you can't have somebody go for 0 in your playoffs. So at least if Jackson gets me 7 or 8, at least that's not a 0.
True.
And then he just goes off.
Yeah.
It is, in fact, not a 0.
Thank you, Brian.
Yep.
Back to you, Bob.
That's you.
Yeah.
Dude, your running backs ended up pretty good, man. Like you started 3 backup running backs. They all. That's most of your points.
I told y'all yesterday when we were playing disc golf that Ronald Jones had that walk-in touchdown. Brian didn't go because he doesn't like disc golf. But Ronald Jones had a walk-in touchdown where Brady just tossed it to the right, and Ronald Jones just did that little motion and just dropped it, and then they just.
And Vaughn
I think they brought in Keyshawn Vaughn
Yeah.
on the next play. Yeah, Keyshawn Vaughn threw one for I think he scored from 40 or 50 yards out. And then they didn't throw it back to Ronald Jones, and I think he went to a tight end. But Fournette's catching a touchdown like that little swing pass out to the right. I think he's caught one almost every week for like the last month and a half.
Well, with Fournette being out and then Godwin Evans,
and then
Antonio Brown
getting
all those catches.
And he got 9 targets, I think, in the first
Yeah.
half.
Too.
I know, dude.
I
I
thought
like his
about
good
that.
part
with him.
Dude, it was,
I sent you a trade for him, and you were contemplating at one point. You're like, he's about to come back, and then he went.
and then he went on suspension.
Well, they kept saying he wasn't coming back, then he got suspended. And I was like, I wonder if Mike thinks about that trade ever.
I was talking about it last night. I was like, man, I had a chance to trade, and I can't remember if it was I think it was for Mixon. So
Yeah,
it was
it
some
was the Joe
combination of
Mixon.
Antonio
He
Brown.
doesn't trade
and-
Mixon.
Well, that helped me this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to trade Leo Fournette and Debo Samuel for
I don't know,
Mixon,
Debo
Emmanuel
still would have
Sanders.
been
I tried
close.
that on the podcast, and he turned it down.
Yeah, I was an idiot.
Yeah, had 15 targets, 10 receptions, 101 yards. You know my stance on AB, dude.
Best
He's
receiver
playing.
we've seen.
If he's playing, I mean, right now, I would say
Oh, yeah,
he's
if he
top
plays,
10,
I'm starting.
top 10 receiver. Dude.
If he would have never left Pittsburgh and had that whole debacle he had with the Patriots and the Raiders and all that kind of stuff like that, we'd still be talking about him as a top 3 or 4 wide receiver.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but damn, I think the dude might have been right. He
Well, I
said
mean,
he said
He wasn't right about the helmet thing in Oakland. That's just a rule, man. You're gonna have to follow
Okay,
the
but he
rules.
was right about Pittsburgh. 'Cause Pittsburgh.
He was
wrong.
right
He was right about
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. He was right about Gruden.
He was right about Gruden.
He was wrong about the Patriots.
Wrong
hold
again.
Hold on now, because yeah, probably. Okay, he's right.
I was about to say they're.
Well, because I started thinking, I'm like, well, then Cam came in, but I guess that was the year later,
Yeah.
Brady. But I mean, think if he'd have stayed with New England and like signed a extension.
It's still crazy that Brady attached
I
his
think
name
he
to him
came-
in Tampa.
Yeah,
Because he was like, look,
Oh,
I know what
Brad-
happened down in
Brad's
New England.
just-
I want him
Wasn't
Welcome
he
along
staying
wherever
with
he goes.
Brady in New England?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think he was like rooming with
He
him or
stayed
something.
with Brady in Tampa. John, I get the memo about the college shirt day.
No.
Yeah, I wore a college shirt, dude. I never do
I
that.
just wore my Panther shirt.
Smart.
Say that's
Well,
Pittsburgh.
Zipped it up just a little bit, just in case.
You want to hide it.
Yeah.
It's not been a good year.
Nothing to be proud
How the podcast goes depends on if I take my jacket off.
of. I understand. Oh, we are fighting.
Oh, that's
I thought we were
I wasn't
going
really
another
going.
You want
I
to
was
throw it in
going a
a
different
biscuit like a
direction,
Jack Johnson title?
Ryan, you also had, I think we talked about Debo just a little bit. Just prior, Debo had 23, who continues just to be a freaking hoss. 9 receptions, 159 yards, 32 rush
None of
yards.
his targets are 10 yards down the field. Everything's just short, and he just breaks tackles.
I was watching that game, and I was just every time he caught the ball, I was like, my chances of winning are just going down.
Dude, he's so electric when he touches the ball. He
I was
is,
going to
dude.
rock down to Electric Avenue, but I appreciate you.
He is, man. Every time he touches the ball, like something good happens. And
It's electric. Oogie, oogie, oogie.
this is year 2, right? Year 2 or year 3?
Of us?
No,
Debo?
not y'all, Debo.
We've been here
Year
for a while.
3. His rookie year, he's fantastic.
And then last year he got
And then
hurt.
last year he was
Yeah.
hurt the whole
Yeah.
year. I think he broke his leg his rookie year, too.
Yeah, South Carolina, he was fantastic, but he was always hurt.
Really?
Yeah. He also didn't really have a great quarterback.
You know who else was fantastic, South Carolina?
Sidney Rice.
Sidney Rice. And Brian Edwards that plays receiver for the
Really?
Raiders. And
He went to South Carolina.
South Carolina puts out some damn good players.
You know who
You
else?
just never find out about
Jadeveon Clowney. You know who
I
else?
did know that.
Marcus Lattimore,
Yes.
who had one of the nastiest knee injuries I've ever seen.
All right, give me a player, and I'm gonna tell you what college you went to.
Right now.
Marcus
Any
Peters.
player.
Any player?
Marcus Peters.
Marcus Peters. Oh.
Mhm,
Pittsburgh.
mhm. Pacific Northwest.
Oregon.
No.
Washington. Boom! There we go, baby. 1 for 1.
He does know when you say Pacific Northwest.
I
Probably
narrowed it down
one
to
of the
2 states. It's either Oregon or
I
Washington.
was gonna say Portland, but I don't think that's.
Portland's a school.
Yeah.
Portland.
I don't
State.
even know they got a football
I
team.
don't think that
I
was
think they're like D3. They've snuck into the NCAA tournament once or twice.
Shaq Thompson.
Auburn.
Should have stayed with the same school you just said.
Washington.
2 for 2,
2 for 2,
baby.
baby. Look at this guy. All right, Ryan, did you have anything on your bench that could have helped you?
Josh Allen.
Yeah, Travis Kelce.
Washington. Damn Auburn. Damn it.
Travis Kelce.
Iowa.
They played.
No,
last
no,
night.
he
Oh,
was. He was
I
saying,
answered the first question.
Travis Kelce went to Cincinnati.
Calm
They played
down,
last
Tiger, all right?
night.
We'll get
Oh, yeah,
back to it.
Cincinnati. That's right.
3 for 3.
3 for 3, baby.
We'll
All
get
right.
back to it.
Yeah, Travis Kelce. Tell us about
He went to Cincinnati,
What do you want? Like podcast worthy or playing the game?
it.
and he had the COVID.
Yeah, dude.
And I think he also got in trouble and had to go to a JUCO. And then his brother was in Cincinnati.
Oh,
Put in a
okay.
good word for him, and head coach. So then he
we're
got to go to
just
Cincinnati.
everywhere on this.
But
Hey,
then
hold
he got,
tight.
and then like 10 years later, he got COVID. Went 16 and couldn't play.
It was odd because everything I read about him said that everybody was certain he was going to pass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what
Everybody
I
was
was
certain he was going to pass.
Everything I read was like, we don't know if Tyreek Hill's vaccinated, but we do know that Kelsey's vaccinated. So Kelsey will probably come off and have a good chance.
And Hill won't play.
And Hill won't play. And I was like, that's a good thing for me because I can put Russell Gage in my wide receiver 3 spot. Don't even have to have that conversation conundrum that I have with those running backs and Gage, and just put Kelsey in tight end. That didn't work, and Kelsey still got about the same points that Tyreek Hill got.
And
One of them played and didn't.
And Noah Fant. And Noah Fant.
And Tyler Lockett.
And Tyler Lockett.
And
So
the
Hill-
lowest scorer I had the entire week going into the 4 o'clock games was Ronald Jones with 15.
Golly, Ryan, you
And
must be feeling good, man.
Everybody else had 20 plus. So I got this in the bag. And then those 4 o'clock games
I
started.
said,
and
Ryan's
I
got
think-
this in the bag.
I think Rashad Penny
I didn't
outscored
know
everybody else.
You
in
were
that
going to
first round.
win until we were playing Call of Duty. And he said,
And that
Dude,
Monday night game.
Michael's going to win.
Yeah.
And I said, no.
Because I said,
looked
look,
at
he's
it
starting
one point.
Miami's D, and they're going against the 4-string quarterback
From a garbage college. Where did he book go to school?
Notre Dame.
Attaboy.
Boom! 3 for 3.
Only reason he got it
You
right is
4
he
for
said
4.
garbage college. He thought, Brian's
4 for
shit.
4.
I'm trying to figure out how you're 4 for 4 when you went 0 for 2 on your first 2 guesses of.
I get multiple guesses.
That's true.
Is that how that goes?
Oh, he'll go to 10, 12 schools. And then finally,
When
you
we
tell him and then he'll repeat what you just said. Got it right.
When we did it off pod, these guys were like 30 minutes in my house.
Yeah.
He finally got it. Do it.
I got some of them, though. Got some of them. But yeah, once I saw that you had Miami's defense at 9 points, dude, that's when I knew.
That's what I was telling Ryan before the podcast. If I was down between 10 and 15 going into Monday night, I figured I had a shot.
Yeah,
I
and
think
they
at
get that
some
pick
point-
6 early.
Oh, yeah,
That
that
was it.
At
mean,
some
his
point, you
defense is-
projected to go like 182.
Yeah.
But the pick and touchdown alone was enough to win.
Oh, yeah.
Defenses are hard to predict, but they're the only one that actually start the game with 10
Right,
points.
yeah.
Just right off the bat, you're already winning.
Hey, that takes Miami to a 7-game win streak.
I know.
Yeah.
They're hot.
They're
right
the
now.
first team in
So
the history
hot.
to lose 7 straight and then win 7 straight.
I know, dude. That was my dark horse from at the playoffs, man.
They started off 1-6.
when it's 7.
All right, that
They
wasn't
had a 7-game losing streak followed by a 7-game winning streak. First time in NFL
He
history.
just said
I hope
that.
y'all listen to the
You know-
pod.
You know when we talk about stuff and Brian doesn't listen, and just comes up.
I'm the Dave Aiken of the podcast, all right? I do it all the time.
You do look at the weather a lot.
I do.
You're our weather guy.
Oh,
Big
we're
weather
the knees
weekend.
you later, big guy.
Big weather weekend, boys.
So
Zip it up and zip it out.
Tyreek was positive. He had COVID.
Yeah, he was pretty
And
certain.
that they said at the last moment he cleared with 2 negatives. Is that what it is?
Because of your
But they said when he was out there was still symptomatic. That
Oh, yeah,
he
dude.
felt horrible and was like
I
sluggish.
don't think
the
he
whole
played
game.
in the second half.
Really?
They said he only played 40%
Well,
of
because
the
they were
snaps.
Yeah.
killing.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't need to play.
Yeah.
I
It was
think
a-
he was struggling a little bit, too.
I should have dropped and picked up Byron Pringle.
Or started Lazard.
But Lazard played on Friday.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I had to wait. That was the thing that screwed that part of it because I'd definitely put him in if I knew Tyreek was that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have because I'd have started Russell Gage instead.
Yeah, COVID hasn't
Because,
been a huge issue
Russell
this
Gage was
season.
putting up
Until
20 plus.
fantasy
but-
playoffs.
Yeah,
Yep.
fantasy playoffs has
Yep.
been the worst time with COVID.
Yeah.
Everyone's been putting.
I think I had 6 people on the COVID list last week at one time. A couple of them came off, but I had like 6 people on the list.
Too bad they weren't immunized.
This might be the
Probably
problem.
know somebody who was.
Aaron
Michael
Rodgers.
Smith, and he's going to the
Oh.
freaking finals.
Well, here's something I don't understand. Maybe y'all can tell me on this one.
Nicely done, sir. Way to put a bow on that one.
Master of the segues over there. What college did he go to?
Charlotte.
Well, you did go to Charlotte.
I went to a couple parties.
Oh,
Yeah, was
I forgot about
Yeah.
personal connections.
I gotta tell y'all a story off podcast. All right. Did you have some final words?
Yes. So Tyreek got diagnosed on.
You've already closed the book.
Boy, does he.
We had some.
Boy, does he.
It's a leeway even to the final matchup because of Carson Wentz. So he gets COVID Monday, right? I mean, they get pretty early in the week, and they're like, "We're trying to get Phillip Rivers back." And I said, "Well, why is Tyreek catching it on Wednesday but able to play on Sunday? But Carson Wentz has it Monday. It could probably be clear by like Friday. But they're talking about going and getting a dude who coached high school football to be their starting quarterback this week.
Not just any guy. I mean, this isn't Eddie Ray Williamson or anything, all right? This is high class, all right?
What Brett
not been
Favre
in the
does for a
league.
living right now?
Coaches high school
You
football.
damn Skippy.
Well,
Head to head,
I don't
Rivers
know.
versus Favre.
They
Battle of the
absolutely-
Goat.
They would call it the what is it? The
Copperfield.
Copperfit Bowl.
Jared Rice shows up somewhere.
They not
randomly.
only talked to Phillip Rivers, they talked to Drew Brees too.
Yeah, but
Did
that's
So
what
did
not-
the Saints.
The Saints. I don't think the Saints talked to him.
Saints
They
reached
talked
out
to
to
Rivers,
both of
too,
them.
yeah.
I didn't know if
both
the
teams.
he was talking about the Colts. I didn't think the Colts reached out to Breeze.
it was just kind
The
of crazy.
Saints and the Colts both reached out to.
Then it was on
I know they
Monday,
both
and
reached
they were
out to
like,
Rivers.
"We got to
I
get another
thought-
quarterback." And I'm like, "Well, people have been testing positive Monday, but cleared by Sunday. So why are y'all freaking out so bad?"
Carson Wentz isn't vaccinated, so that's the.
Oh.
Have you heard?
Okay.
Have you
If
heard
you're
the
not
Rodgers
vaccinated, it's minimum
10
10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought they changed
Because they
the
changed the
NBA
stuff for people that are vaccinated where you can come back
CDC
quicker.
changed it a couple days ago.
to
The
6,
SEC
right?
won't let me be.
5, that's right. So why is the NFL longer than CDC?
You got me.
Huh?
Why is the NFL longer than the CDC?
Well, when that happened, that was prior to the CDC change.
Now ABC, easy as 1, 2, 3.
The CDC is like
Do,
the
re,
first.
mi,
Everybody
A,
else
B,
falls
C.
in line after.
1, 2, 3, baby, you and me.
I can stare into your eyes all day.
Bop.
I know.
Okay. All right, yeah, it's getting weird. Let's go to our next matchup. All right, so that takes Michael Smith into
We
the
already
fantasy
did
finals.
this.
Sorry, I had to say it again.
Who'd he beat?
He beat the fantasy
The Blowfish.
phenoms.
The blowfish.
And then she,
Phenoms?
Phenoms?
All right, next matchup.
We don't
Next
know. Jake
matchup.
and Jordan.
A lot of bad blood in this matchup. We had.
What is that supposed to
He's
be?
got the HIV.
Seriously, Jake. We had turd sandwiches, Richard projection 142 versus WFT no dot 21 football respect red dot yellow dot feather flag. Richard
Sing it.
projection 114. The final 128 to 96 in favor of turd sandwiches.
Here we go.
any initial thoughts, Mike?
I just don't like Jordan's team.
I don't think you had to put team.
You don't think team was? I think you could.
No. Well, we'll say that after the podcast.
Did you send him a? Did you send him a text and talk shit to him?
No, I didn't
got
say.
you,
I
bitch.
didn't say anything yet. I'm gonna wait. If I win, then that's worthy of talk because nobody remembers second place. So if I win,
That's true.
then Jordan's
Phil
getting a
Mickelson of
text.
the U.S. Open.
Jordan's getting a text.
Nelly taught me that.
Jordan really got hurt at wide
Actually,
receiver.
Nelly taught me.
Batter
It
up.
was Nelly. It wasn't Nelly. teach me.
Apparently nothing.
E40
Two is
told
not
you.
a winner, and three nobody remembers. What does it take to be number one?
Yeah, was that a St. Lunatic on the?
Jake, what is
Reverse
this
though?
being held up by? Some sort of chain up there?
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
His receivers hurt him a lot.
Probably got a couple wire nuts up there. You know, maybe get the ground. You don't
All the
burn the house
nuts are
down.
right around this
I
table.
think it's interesting that both of y'all had a goose egg. He had
And
Devontae
you
Parker
Chargers.
didn't have a single target.
I mean,
and
what's
then-
good for the goose?
And you,
It's good for the gander.
And you Chargers.
you thought the Chargers were going to shut out Houston.
Everybody thought
He
that was
forgot about Captain Mills.
It's not bad, man.
Dude,
It's
he's
not
he's
bad.
Well, they
very good
they
last 2
contemplated
weeks.
rolling with
Did you
him
have
next year
him
and
or
using
Merlin?
top pick on a DN or
Yeah,
something like
Chargers
that.
that shit.
Yeah, he's not bad.
I'm all in on Jordan. Yeah, I think Parker hurt him a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, his
well-
whole receiver core. So, I mean, Diggs had a good game.
General
18.
crunch now.
They're doing their thing.
That's
3.8,
the first episode of
And
Futurama.
A.J. Brown outscored
You
his
never-
entire receiver core.
I
Yeah,
told you, Futurama
That was a big
is
difference for me.
the show
that might be the
best
difference.
ending
Because
Well, I mean,
that's
of any
Then
show
I won
in
the
history
running back
that was made.
matchups.
because of the way they
and the
It's just-
flex pretty big.
Oh yeah,
He
you won
won.
flex big.
He beat me at tight end pretty good. Mark Andrews is big. I tell you what, Kelsey sitting out a week basically locked that up.
I know, because I had Kelsey coming back and claiming that number 1 spot, but him missing a game, and then Mark Andrews putting up another
Number
RGM
1
like that.
spot?
Mark
Yeah, he's
Andrews.
gonna take
It doesn't matter who's in. He's going to get the ball.
And let's see.
That touchdown catch he had where he just mossed a couple of guys and then dove in.
What was the Kyle Pitts record?
Record.
Yeah, for Atlanta.
Receiving yards for rookie tight end. He passed Shockey, I think.
Really?
Yeah, remember we talked about.
It just hasn't been flashy. It hasn't been flashy.
It hasn't been flashy, but it's been consistent. It's been between like 40 and 80 yards except for those 2 weeks.
Well, he's only got 2 touchdowns on the whole season.
Yeah.
I've talked shit about him all
the
year,
record's
but
not
a lot
for
of it
touchdowns,
is
the record's
they
for
have
yards.
no offensive line.
No,
Matt Bryan is
not what he used to be.
no, and
Kyle
his
Pitts-
career. If he had 4 years left, it's down to no more than 2 now.
Yeah.
Because he got the shit beat out of him.
Sure. The worst thing that happened to Kyle Pitts is Calvin Ridley going out because
I
I think
drafted him. That's what
because they talk about rookie tight ends take a little bit to figure out because they've got to learn not
Blocking
only the route
schemes and
concepts,
I
but they
think
got to learn
Tommy
the blocking
Tremble's going to
schemes.
turn out to be okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he shows some spurs.
But if Ridley was still there, they started figuring out when they went to London in the game after, when Ridley was still healthy, when Pitts went for 100 plus and a touchdown, I think both
Like
games.
2 games, yeah.
Yeah.
He
And
was
then
the red
Ridley went
zone
out and
target.
he said, "Hey, let's just."
I'm taking my ball. I'm going home.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
They chipped him with either the defensive end or outside linebacker, and then they had a safety over. I mean, he was getting double teamed the entire time. That's why Russell Gage had a good end of the season.
Yeah, true.
So Pitts was starting to figure it out, and they said, "Hey, we're just going to stop."
I did
everybody else.
read. I think I told Joe yesterday.
I'm
Very
Right.
good, Jay.
It was a neat day.
I did read, yesterday.
I told y'all about me reading that he's been a top 5 tight end the last 3 or 4 weeks now.
Yeah.
That he's been putting up yards. He just can't get in the end zone.
Just because he's getting like 70,
I mean, he had
70 yards on like 5 to 7 catches. Basically.
6 for 6, 102 yards against the line. But it was a line, so we also need to.
Well, hold on now.
Now, the Lions are a tough out.
Yeah,
Lions just beat the brakes off Arizona.
They're like the Miami Marlins. They're not going to win but maybe 40 games in the season.
but
but
they
you're
have
gonna
a minor
struggle.
league team in Greensboro.
we ain't
No,
gonna
not
take your
anymore.
Detroit line hate on this podcast.
No,
we ain't.
sir.
Hey, we are Dan Campbell truthers.
I'm a big
We don't-
Dan Campbell fan.
Big Dan Campbell.
Looks like she wears
Like our
underwear
fifth
with
favorite
dick
coach in the
holes
league.
Big Cam Damble fan.
Campbell
Is that what I said?
No, you said it right.
Okay.
Who said it wrong?
Me. On purpose.
On Bert.
On purpose.
I got you.
So I want to look at since
Shoes on bleak.
we
Don't look
talk
at
about
Jason's computer. Don't
tight
look on.
Huh?
Look at something else. It's Jason's computer.
I'm on fancy football.
Oh, okay.
Tight ends. All right, so here's your top 5 tight ends on the year. You got Mark Andrews.
Oh, we don't get to guess.
You got Mark Andrews 1. Go ahead.
Travis
Kelsey,
Kelce, 2.
Two.
George Kittle 3.
3.
Dawson Knox 4.
Dawson Knox 6.
Dawson Knox 6. Dawson Knox not old enough to play in the league.
Kyle Pitts. in?
Kyle Pitts 5.
Kyle Pitts.
That's why I was bringing this up.
Dalton Schultz.
Dalton Schultz is 4.
Ooh,
Yeah.
there we go.
Dude, tight end is actually being like pretty good. I think pretty good.
I feel
to
like
this
Mark
season.
Andrews. How much is he ahead of
Kelsey
3?
3. Oh,
Well, Mark
Yeah,
Andrews.
it's one and-
74.
Yeah, it's 1 and 2.
Mark Andrews passed Kelsey, like what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and then Kelsey passed him back when he dominated the Chargers on that Thursday night 2 weeks ago.
Golly. You
And then
ain't
Kelsey
talking
didn't
about
play,
PTSD.
and Andrews passed Kelsey even
Him and
after
that damn
last week.
Chargers game.
I'd say this. Andrew, he did make a point about this in the.
And then Kittle's had a fantastic year, but he missed it.
I was gonna say if he wasn't hurt, that gap would have been a little bit
Well,
closer.
in the beginning of the season, too, it was all Debo. and
We're still saying
Kittle.
that's number 3. Like Kyle
Yeah.
Pitts ain't missed a game at 5, and he's like 100.
What the Chargers
That's
was,
crazy.
Jay? What the Chargers was?
They put up 276. We lost. In overtime.
But hey,
None of that.
if Blake Jarwin wouldn't have got hurt week 1 last year, nobody be talking about Dalton Schultz. It'd all be Blake Jarwin, and I would have been a genius. Alas, I had to drop Blake Jarwin week 1.
Yeah.
I don't know. Andrew did make a good point. He's like, you
I
have
don't
2
believe
top
that.
guys.
I don't
in tight
believe
end.
that for a second.
Mark that for
No.
YouTube.
No,
Tom stamped that one.
2 top guys in tight end. Then it's such a big drop off. For
It
those
is, but
who didn't hear
Kittle-
about
yeah,
the
but he took-
conversation with
But look at the ages. That's the
removing tight
important
end
thing.
position.
The tight end position is had to go through its cycle. Now you've got a lot of young guys. So
Every
20
month.
years,
We got the
tight
second every
ends.
month.
I mean, they're gonna be relevant.
Yeah, because like let's see. Dawson Knox was 6.
Gesicki's got to be in the top 10.
Gasicki was.
I don't
He's
know
even
if he's
had
nine.
weeks of goose
No.
eggs up.
Yeah, Zicki had like 5 weeks.
He's had a whole
He
year.
had 1 catch or 0.
Yeah.
Big games, then
And then
nothing.
he disappears.
Yeah, but that back half with
Remember they lost
Dawson
7 in a
Knox,
row.
Dallas Goddard, Mike
And then
Gesicki,
won
T.J.
7 in a row.
Hawkinson, like those are your
Y'all
tight
remember
ends.
But those are all
Onion?
young guys.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are your tight ends
He
of
got
the
hurt what,
future.
like week 5 or 6. We haven't talked about him since. 'Cause he
Yeah,
got
He'd have been in the top
TJ
10.
started the year on fire, and then he had some injuries,
Mhm.
especially with his knee, kind of.
Yeah.
And Waller
Yeah.
had what 19 targets week 1.
Yeah, Waller,
Yeah.
he's been out. He's been hurt.
Tight end for
Gronk's been
Higbee.
good when he plays.
No, don't say- Thank you.
Dude, I drafted him. Thank you.
I think he's
Expecting
really
the big things, but he's just been consistently 50 to 60
Problem
yards
is,
every
there's
week.
so many people get the ball to
But he
him.
doesn't
Yeah.
score because Cooper Kupp scores all the time.
Yes.
Robert Woods is done for the year. I got a shot. Odell Beckham.
Odell Beckham comes in.
Did y'all see where Odell through
Yeah.
6 games is almost reached what he had with Cleveland the
Mhm.
entire
The
time?
entire time he was there?
Yeah.
That's
Like,
ridiculous. That's
He's
yeah.
on a 1-year deal there. Right? They just did something.
no, he did.
No,
league
it was a
minimum.
trade, right?
No, they released him.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
right.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
So
He's
where's
on like
he
a
gonna
league.
go?
He took less money to go there other than New Orleans, I believe, was pursuing him, which was a great call on his behalf.
But didn't Green Bay want him, but they lowballed him even more than LA.
They said it was a disrespectful offer.
I think it
gave
was
him-
basically league minimum. I think.
Well,
Yeah,
LA
LA put incentives on the back end of
Yeah,
it.
and they
Oh, you gotta put him in the back
pursued
end.
him in a way like they wanted him.
If it's,
to
in the front, if it's an incentive in the front end, that's just a signing bonus.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I see what you did there. That
Green
was
Bay would have been a good fit, man. Green Bay would have been a good fit. Yeah.
That made me laugh.
I know.
That's my keys, baby. Those are mine.
What
It's
do you-
okay, dude.
What's okay then?
Speaking of the Rams, Jake. Yeah, we're talking about OBJ. Talking about the Rams. Stafford and Cup had down weeks, but they're still able to pull through, largely due to Joe Mixon, AJ Brown, some of the guys we just talked about. That is
That's
Cooper
Cincinnati
Cup's
Boston
like
mouth.
second, third worst game of the year.
I know. The bad thing has been Stafford. The last 2 weeks has thrown 2 bad picks, and both of them are pick sixes. So he's had 2 interceptions. One of those picks has resulted in a pick 6 the last 2 weeks. So
He was a -2, like deep in the second
Did
quarter.
we ever
Yeah.
really talk about this matchup?
Yeah.
We
Well,
touched
I
on
mean,
it. We
we
touched
talked
on it for a little bit.
We're about to go back to Jordan.
Dude, I'm
We were
telling you
talking
what.
about goose eggs, and I don't know how
Then
we
we
all-
did-
Oh no, you know what it is? Every single time it's Kyle Pitts' fault. We go off the rails. We
That is
talk
true.
about Kyle
You
Pitts.
might be right.
It is.
Stafford is
He's the
So-
Pitts.
so frustrating to me
I like
because
him.
he reminds me of like Jay Cutler when I had him. Like in the first half, he throwing picks, forcing everything. Doesn't look like he knows what he's
Are you
doing.
talking about Stafford?
Yes. And then second half comes around, all of a sudden the dude's like, "Here's Cooper Kupp. That's who I just need to throw the ball to," and force feeds him. Yeah, he had a down week. He's had 2 down weeks. I really need him to recover this week.
I'm
But
sure
they
he's
were-
overdue for a good week this
They-
week.
They were winning. That was the crazy part. Like he's playing like he's got negative points, and I'm like, well, good. He's throwing picks. The other team must be scoring off of him. Like he's gonna have to come out
They
in
were
the
still
second
up.
half and throw it.
Yeah,
No,
they're
they're
up.
up, and I'm like, oh well, shit. That's not a good recipe. Yeah, my quarterback's got -2.
You
Yeah,
tried,
it
right?
happens.
Yeah, just Alex.
Hey, announcement: Jake got a new trash can.
I did get a
Good job,
new trash
Jake.
can. It was a
Good job,
Christmas
Jake.
present from Nana. Thanks,
Oh,
Nana.
well, that's gonna be the best trash can ever.
All right, so Jordan have anybody on his bench
Well,
that could have
Nunu
helped
gave me
him
a
out?
trash can.
He had McCall. He could have
Hey,
been
man, it's
McCall
gonna also
Hardman.
be the best trash can ever.
For who, Devontae?
Yeah, he could have been McCall Hardman for Devontae after Kelsey got ruled out. I mean, he just didn't have enough. I mean, it just comes down to
That's
it.
what happens when your team's bad.
Shots fired. Shots
I mean,
fired.
that's what happened when your team was carried by 2 players for the
You doing a
entire
Harry
season,
Carey
and it
impression?
worked. Henry
fired.
and Tom
Shots
Brady
fired.
carried his
Yeah.
entire team for a long time. Because, I mean, looking back, would you take Stephon Diggs as the top
Texas?
5 wide receiver next year?
No,
Nah.
There's gonna be a lot of shaking up in that draft order next
Oh,
year,
for sure.
Yeah.
for sure.
especially on our end.
What do you mean R?
Movers and shakers.
What do you mean?
I think our draft order is gonna look completely different next year.
Because we do it
Oh, yeah.
randomly.
Yeah, I
This
like
guy
where
gets
you're
it.
going with that.
This guy gets it.
That was good.
But the players drafted, that order.
That'll change too.
And you know what also is going to change? We're going to get a draft board that has top 10 running backs actually have cards. Just
Yeah,
imagine
Joe
if Joe
Mixon
Mixon
had a-
finishes the top 5 running back in the season. We had to do Jake had to do a write-in.
Do a
to put
write-in.
him on the draft.
It's a Christmas gift. It's nice.
Well, how big of a Christmas did you have?
It was pretty good. Ashley got me that one. It was
Ashley, I like the Red Sox.
You can go fuck yourself around.
I will.
Your mom listens to this podcast.
No, she don't. If she did, you would know. You remember on A Christmas Story when
That
Ralphie's
so
mom
sweet. Everybody else
calls
big meanies.
what's his name's mom? Said that's he learned fuck from him.
Farkas or whatever.
Farkas.
Farkas.
No, Farkas was the.
I've seen the movie one time.
Anyway, so then she loses her mind. Goes, what? That's how my mother would be if she still listened to the podcast.
Mom turned into an alarm clock.
Talk about my mama.
You were talking about it. I was.
That's my mama.
I know.
Those is fighting words.
The confusion.
And Michael took his jacket off, so apparently he's ready to fight.
Well,
Hey,
He warned us.
the confusion.
somebody's been on your side this past
You
week.
did. You picked me. You don't want to pick me last week.
You damn
There
right.
you go.
Hey,
I
who's
got
the only
faith
one
in
that picked you last week? 1 verse 8. Screw you.
You did pick Mike. You did pick
I
Mike.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right,
You
that
made that
takes-
matchup happen.
Who don't want to kick my ass in the second round?
How did you feel going into week 1
Gotcha,
matchup
bitch.
against the Scorp?
But every time.
I thought for sure. I didn't even think of, well, once I saw that there was a little asterisk next to my name, I clinched the playoff spot. I was like, okay, I'm good. Then I lose 4 straight. I go in, I'm playing the number 1 seed. And like I said, I went back and looked at his team. And I mean, I'm not going to lie. I didn't think I had a chance.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think you
No, I
did.
didn't think-
let me ask you
Actually,
this.
I didn't
I'm
know
not
who
gonna
had
tell
a
you,
chance.
Regardless
against
of the outcome this week, which have you had more fun with and success? Last season, when you started out like 0-7 and then came back and made the playoffs, or this year?
When you're in the championship.
No, regardless.
Yeah, regardless of the championship.
Regardless.
Which one?
I'm going to say last year. This year just has, I mean, it's been fun, but it's just been ugly.
Because, I mean, everybody knows. We made fun of you. We were hopeful,
Not this year.
but
Last
they
year.
were kind of empty hopes.
Yeah.
There's no way.
No.
And
And then all of a sudden you went like
Somehow,
5 in a row.
somehow I made
Because we were doing that on the podcast of, all right, let's set Michael's lineup. He's 0-7. Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter at this point.
Oh, we got to win. He's coming for the comeback.
Well,
then
dude,
he wins 3 straight. I don't know. He might be making a
And
comeback.
JT sitting over here like, can we stop saying Michael's
Well,
lineup?
dude, look. All right, so the year you won it, you got hot like at the right time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
like, 'cause
hot.
you had Derrick Henry just going off, just
So
murdering fools.
Yep.
And then the
That
next
was Ray
year,
Lewis.
okay,
Or Dante Stallworth. Or Ray Carew.
or Henry Rhodes.
We don't
Yeah,
know.
we got a
We
list.
can keep going.
I would
We
personally
can keep going.
would have gone OJ
Oh,
He was
throwback.
innocent. He was innocent.
again.
He didn't do it again, did he?
He
Allegedly.
It remains to be seen.
Allegedly.
But Mike has a reputation of just getting hot when it matters.
He's got a
So
reputation
hot.
to murder fools.
This is your 3rd appearance in the finals, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Proud of you.
Golly.
1-1 in the finals.
No new champ this year.
No
No
new champ.
champ.
No new champ. All right, so
Who
that
are the
takes
ones
turd
that haven't
sandwiches.
won?
That takes turd sandwiches to the
Roach.
finals.
Right,
And
You got
All
to
right.
close the matchup for it.
all right, now go ahead. I had to say that. I had to get that off my
I was
chest.
trying to think of who
Jordan
won.
hasn't won it.
Jordan, Reitmeyer,
Broach.
That's
That
it. Yeah. Everybody else is one.
Because everyone at this table has. That's
Yep.
5. Plus
Mhm.
Scorp
And
6.
Scorp and
Rams
Andrew.
did.
And Andrew.
Ransby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's seven.
Ransby got
He got one.
the cheat code. Denver off.
No.
No,
he
he
lost
lost
it.
that year.
No,
I don't even think he made a
Oh.
championship that year.
That's your score point.
Going into this, before we do it, the winner of this matchup, either Michael will be the newest multiple
Multi-time
champion
champ.
that'll add to us 4,
Uh-huh.
or Jake will be the first one to win 4.
I hope.
Because right
Michael, I
now,
hope you win.
me, Jake, and JT are all on 3. Brian's on 2. Michael's on 1. Got a chance to join Brian
Scorp's on
with 2.
2.
Brian
Scorp's
had
on
a good one. Were you
Still
talking
do.
about?
32.
I mean, it doesn't
You were
shoot
talking
as
about
straight
what
as it used to.
NFL teams we are, basically.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about that the other night.
So,
Well,
So who's who?
God, I got to remember.
so hold on. I think it was.
Jake, you, and Ryan.
or the Bears or the Cowboys where we won a
No,
lot. Right?
the
Have a lot
Cowboys-
since.
Y'all two were I think let's say Niners and
The 49ers and the Steelers.
yeah, that's y'all two.
Okay.
Y'all
You
were like-
being the 49ers
So we've got the-
because you've got a gap. It's been
Got a
10
big-
years since you won one.
It's been a long
You're
time.
the Steelers.
I'm a Steelers, so I won one in the 70s, the 90s, and the 2000s.
And I'm
or
the
whatever.
Cowboys because I either win it or I don't make the playoffs.
Right.
Where you
Oh.
had you're the Cowboys because you had like a 5-year stretch where you were pretty daggum good. Every
So
time I was
much
like,
hype going into it. Granted, it's all self-hype, but so much hype. This is our year. Get you fuckers. And then, week 7, well, it's
So
probably not
who are
going to
you?
be my year. Brian fucking Roberts.
And shaking your hand.
Who did I say I was?
The
Was it the
Chiefs.
Giants?
I think you're the
Ravens.
you're not
Ravens
the
are
Giants.
Ravens.
The
I was the Ravens.
I think Michael, if he wins right here, I think he's the Giants.
No,
Hot
yeah,
at the
that's
right
we said
time.
you were the
Could be the
Giants.
Giants.
We
Yeah,
said you were the
against
Giants.
Patriots.
Gets hot at the right time.
He just wins his coming from the wild card spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always riddled with
Struggle
injuries.
in the beginning of the
Yeah.
year. Gets in that
Well,
stride.
we talked about how many times the Eights have beaten the One. Have we talked about how many times the Eights have won the championship?
How many times what was it? That's
Is
not
it
that
once,
many.
maybe?
I won it. My first time winning it, it was out of 8.
I think that might be.
It
the
might
only
be
one.
it.
Yeah.
You didn't
Might
win
be
it out of 8, did you?
No, I think I was like 5 or 6.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
I said.
said.
I thought he was
I think
5 or
so.
6.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Because it's happened like where the one loses
would
the 8
Jordan
and the
be?
8 gets destroyed.
What team would Jordan be?
I know.
The
Why-
Redskins. It's not even a team anymore. It's a football team.
He's
No,
Detroit.
Yeah, I was going to say the Lions or the Jets.
No, he's the team that he's the team that front runs in the regular season and loses in the playoffs.
The Arizona Cardinals.
The Lamar Jackson.
I
Ravens.
still think he's
Yeah, I was going to say
Detroit.
the Ravens. That'd be
Everybody
good.
talks
Big
about him.
comparison.
Everybody knows everything. Like Jordan, he's constantly talked about, especially from Jake. But
What
he's
do you mean?
never
He
made
can
the
carry on for me when I
championship.
can't
Yeah, I
be
know.
here.
He could be the Colts. I mean, the Colts were 14-0 every
But
single year in the regular, but they
The
won
Colts
one time.
have never made the championship, or the Lions have never made the championship.
Yeah, but they've also been never the number 1 seed throughout the regular season.
Sure.
The Panthers.
No.
I would say probably the Cardinals or the Colts for Jordan.
Except for that 1 year.
Except for 1 year,
Manning won it.
because they played the Bears
I know.
and Rex Grossman. That doesn't count.
Is that what Andrew is? He the Bears?
A lot of
Yeah,
success.
he won one and
Yeah. And one was solid.
all right, and then Scorp. So that's our last winner. Scorp would be.
You could even put him with the Eagles.
Score could be the Saints.
Yeah, because he scored
Okay,
big
yeah,
Saints.
Saints.
Strong,
Yeah, yeah.
like pretty strong.
Yeah.
Strong.
He's always in the
strong.
mix, but then just there's only one time that he broke through. It's because Drew
This
Brees
year
scored a
was
touchdown
the
and Darren
Minnesota
Sproles
Miracle.
Big Game Championship.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
That's
So
why
you're
I'm here,
Stephon
boys.
Diggs.
I am.
That's why they pay me the big bucks here.
You are the highest paid person at this table.
He's bought me coffee. I've drank, I don't know how much of his coffee. I mean, and the friendship.
Last
We don't do that
lifetime.
anymore.
How we do on picks?
Not good.
Bryan did good. Jake sucked. Me and you were about average. Bryan
Right,
went
so
2 Bryan went 2-0.
There it is.
Oh, you locked it up, son. You
Oh,
locked it
yeah.
up.
It's I told you I'd do it. I told you I'd do it.
You got a chance of catching me, too, I think.
Yeah.
I'm
I said
always
he had to
catching good
go.
guy.
If he got all of them right, you got all of them wrong. You'd only beat him by a game, I think. And I think we're there.
All right, so yeah, what does that put our overall?
I don't know yet. I'm looking.
do math.
God, you're a scribe for a reason.
Oh, man.
This guy.
You just got to add a loss and a win to me and you.
Yeah, I just got to write them though. The math part's not hard.
Just whatever it was last week plus 1.
Hey,
Oh,
y'all do some filler while I'm doing this.
And then Jake
Tell
and Bryan.
Bryan, tell a story.
You call him +2.
All right, so standings now.
Story
JT's at 53 and 23. I'm at 47 and 29. Jake's at 42 and 34. And Bryan is at 40 and 36.
Oh, so you can't catch me.
That's okay. I said if he gets all of them right, you get all of them wrong, you'll be behind by 1 game.
That's what.
And then the judges lost to the Texans. Davis Mills is good.
It wasn't even in the game. I was watching it and I said, play. But that wouldn't. And then I lost fantasy.
You always devolve into Billy Madison talking to the people. Every time you start off good. and you just
Every
devolve.
time I talk with him on Call of Duty, I end up talking like an old Jewish man.
Oh, what are you going to do? It's been a joke.
Oh, yeah, well, no, don't piss you off. Get that out there.
What we doing next,
We
Bob?
got all right. What happened on the waiver wire this week?
Jake and Mike are the only people picked anybody up.
Everybody else is locked.
Jake picked up Jordan Howard, and who else did you pick up, Jake?
Darrow.
We can go there after we're done. It's Dario.
I think his first name's Dari.
No, it's not spelled
So
that
it's
way.
Dario.
Dari, what's his last name?
I don't know.
What do they put on his jersey besides the team name? What do they put on the back above the numbers?
His last
name? That's in the front. On the back.
Just last
above the
name.
numbers.
Oh.
You got this.
Just try
You
it.
got this.
You can do it.
You got this.
You read earlier.
And we all know about it.
Daddy did.
So sorry.
So what's his name?
I did read it.
It's a very important part of the podcast that nobody listens to.
This is the best part. I love it.
Everybody's going to listen to this podcast is in this room right now.
Hook it on phonics with Jockey.
Yeah, no one else gonna listen. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, so
Just
go ahead and do
say it. Not a shame. Until we clip it and put it on everywhere.
Come on, Teach.
Good ability.
Good enough for me.
I
Good ability. I like
All right, Jake picked up Jordan Howard and Daria Gumbawale.
No,
it wasn't that bad.
And Michael picked up Rashad Perriman.
And
Rex Burkhead dropped him. KJ Osborne dropped him.
And so far, that's it.
And I think we're at for until Sunday at
Tomorrow morning.
12:45.
Yeah, 12:45. There'll be a pickup.
Nice.
Be on the lookout.
Predictions.
Bold predictions.
Check out bold
Do that.
predictions. Then we'll
This
get
is
into
what
the
we
last
always look
one.
for.
All right, yeah. So somebody's got to get the lineups.
We
up.
got them ready, Ryan.
All right, Bryan and JT both said AB will go over 20 fantasy points.
No.
Wrong.
No,
Yeah,
but
he was just short.
He had a good game.
Yeah,
We've been,
He's a touchdown away.
I know.
Touchdown away.
Touchdown, he has it.
Bryan said Ronald Jones less than 10 points.
No.
Wrong. What an idiot.
If he didn't get that touchdown, though,
Yeah,
if he didn't
sure.
get that touchdown, he was spot on.
Just
there.
watching that game, he did not look good.
Nah.
I knew that.
Ryan said Ronald Jones will have 100 yards and a touchdown. Half right, half wrong. All wrong.
All wrong, yeah.
He did get the touchdown. Get the
He
all
did get
wrong.
the touchdown.
What did he have total yards? He can't catch.
Who?
I don't think he had many. Ronald Jones. I think he had
Jake,
like
you got that?
16 total points, so he might have gotten close.
Jake's looking it up. We got our best guy on it.
Top men.
Oh, I got it.
Go to the next
I got
one.
it. Ronald Jones. Gotta go to game long because it's not on his profile.
Tell us the story.
16 receiving yards.
And how many rushing?
65.
Wrong.
Wrong.
All right, JT. This was right on it. Le'Veon Bell, 60 yards combined. I think he didn't get into like last 3 plays of the game.
I bet
yards
Keyshawn
And he's
Vaughn.
wearing like number 6.
He's
He's wearing like number 6 or something.
Yeah.
He looks out of place. Wrong.
Wrong.
Keyshawn Vaughn did have like a 60-yard.
Yeah, he had like 71 yards
He
rushing.
looked good.
He looked
Yeah,
good.
He's like,
Really
hey,
good.
do we have a running back and catch? We got Gio Bernard. We brought him into the specialist. He's on IR. We got Leonard Fournette. We taught him how to catch last year. He's on IR. Ronald Jones can't catch. Keyshawn, you're going to be out there a lot.
They look good. They look good.
He was.
JT said Travis Kelce 2 touchdowns. Did he play?
No.
No.
I don't think
Wrong.
so. He also said we'll finish as the number 1 tight end on the season.
Wrong.
Okay, that's good. Well, hold on. That's still yet to be
That's
determined.
It's 2 games left.
Question mark it.
All right. JT also said that Russell Gage
Oh,
will have
this is
100 yards receiving.
Wrong.
I made a lot last week.
Yeah, we said we only got 2 matches. We got to make a lot. Nobody said anything, so JT just kept throwing stuff out there. 7 different kinds.
We'll
of
see
smoke.
if anything sticks.
Jake and Bryan both said Carolina beats Tampa Bay.
Oh.
It was close.
The problem is we start convincing ourselves. Like we bullshit.
Yeah, we're gonna win.
We're
Yeah.
completely bullshitty conversation. And
That one is not as bad as the next one. Bryan said Devontae Parker will be Jordan's number 1 wide receiver on the week.
Didn't even have a target.
He didn't have a
Not a
target.
one. That's not my fault. That's your boy's fault.
You know, he likes
They
to
won.
He does like
They
to
won.
Jake said Zeke will have 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. That
Yeah,
had
I
a
think
good
he had
game. I
2
don't think he scored twice.
He had 16 points total. 14 or
Okay.
16, something like that.
So he didn't get either. He
Yeah, they got up pretty big.
Okay. So
Wrong.
So do we have any rights?
Hold on.
He had
I think I got one. I think I
Just
got
one
one
down
towards
at
the
He
the
had
bottom.
2 touchdowns, but only 37 yards because he only had 9 carries.
Jake. So JT said Mark Andrews exactly 8 receptions. Did he have exactly 8?
I gotta go back.
Put your tongue in your mouth.
Or put it in somebody
Grown
else's
ass man.
You a grown ass man.
Mark Andrews had 8 receptions for 125 yards and a
What?
touchdown.
Boom, baby.
Hey,
Yeah,
got
there we
one.
go. There we go.
One
In
for one.
parentheses, Jake said he'll have under 8 receptions, so Jake's wrong.
That's wrong.
Bryan said Mark Andrews will have 13 receptions. Also wrong. You guys are
This
idiots.
guy's the limit, fellas.
Ryan had no opinion on Mark Andrews. Jake said Kyle Pitts 85 yards and a touchdown.
He didn't get the touchdown.
You got to
Cleared
stop putting the touchdowns on
I
him.
know. I want a touchdown.
Stop.
Wrong.
Brian said Kyle Pitts less than 45 yards.
Wrong.
Also
Wrong.
At over 100.
JT says that New Orleans won't shut out Miami.
Boom.
Good call.
Got it, baby. Got 2. I also took the over on Scorp throwing up.
But it
Did
didn't
it
happen.
happen?
It did.
I
It
thought
didn't
it would.
happen.
It didn't happen on the show, so we can't count
Look,
We
we knew
called
we
him
were
up.
close.
it. We got no evidence.
How far did you make?
How far did I make?
He made it
how
home.
far
He
did
made it
Joe
home.
make
Wait,
before he
Scorpion
threw
make
up?
it.
Oh no, he made it home.
And
Then
then
threw up there.
He said, "Dude, I was shitting and throwing up at the same time."
What was that? Sit on the toilet.
In
waiting to
JT's
see?
Jeep.
No,
Oh,
no,
bathtub.
he's like,
Huh?
bathtub.
No, hell
In
no.
the
You
Jeep?
gonna stop up a pipe doing that?
Just think you won't.
no,
Huh?
it's trash.
I'm
You
not
got a
trying to
trash
clean out a
can,
sink
dude.
then.
You got
Yeah,
a
you
trash
got, dude. You got to go
Uh,
bowl and bowl.
in the Roberts house, we shit on the toilet, throw up in the sink.
He knows.
It's like real men.
No, don't you start that again.
All over that.
Oh,
Same
you
house.
start
In the
that
other
again.
Roberts house, you throw up everywhere, and then you don't tell anybody.
And then you blame it on other
That
people.
was
And then-
not
And
me.
then Bryan goes to Raleigh to watch Russell Wilson play football. And his father calls him and says, "There's throw up everywhere. You got to come home and clean it." And then I just cordially ask everybody who threw up. I know who did it because Matt Taylor wouldn't lie to me.
You know who was not to you?
God.
Joshua Scott tried to.
I'm right. He would.
Threw up in the sink.
The
man.
gist of it.
Dude, and then
Who
the
would
next
throw up in
week,
the
and then
sink?
the next week, Matt Taylor said something to me about throwing up in the sink, and I cussed him up and down.
At
Can you
Cole
trust a man that
Martin's
puts an
house,
apple sticker on
on
the
Ben,
island?
I fucking did it.
Then, I knew
Yes, they deserve to die.
I hope they burn in hell.
we were at Cole's at the island, and after I cussed out,
I thought you were talking about the
Matt
story for
Taylor.
a second. Now I got you.
I realized I needed a ride home. So I asked him to give me
He said,
a ride,
"Uncle John,"
and he did.
It's Matt Taylor. He's going to give you a ride home.
Because he don't lie.
No, you don't. He's
He's
a
also a
good
pushover.
man.
Dude, I did not throw up in that bathroom.
Full disclosure, JT.
I threw up
all over Brian's
outside.
house bathroom and inside.
In the ditch. I was
Inside the
For the
toilet,
first one.
outside the toilet, inside the
Inside the
bathtub,
toilet.
outside
Two
the
different nights.
bathtub.
That's why I don't do liquor
I
no
don't
more. Great decision.
You want us to give you a medal? Because I will.
Yeah,
I'll give you a medal.
Was that
What you
all?
want to be like? That's what you want to turn into? Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's go get us a bottle of Jack.
You know I can't.
Who's Jack?
Don't ask questions you won't answer.
There was a little ditty about him.
There is. Diane's involved in it.
Oh, well, then I ain't talking about it. It's Jack and Diane.
All right,
What we got next?
the fantasy football finals.
Magic
Call it a
Halloween.
championship?
The fantasy football championship.
You can't call it a bowl game?
Well, Andrew the other
Nice.
night said, "You see Michael and Jake's in the Super Bowl?" Oh, the Super Bowl. It's not a Super Bowl.
Well,
What
we
is
get
it?
a- we
It
get
is
a
actually
bowl.
a
We get a bowl if we win.
It says a goblet.
You get a cup.
In the
Nice.
Super Bowl.
A goblet. I
That's
like that.
funny, dude.
Chalice. A big one.
All right, Ron, let's jump to it.
Nice.
Jake versus Michael. For all the
For
marbles.
all the marbles.
We're sitting on the
Put
same
marbles
side.
in it if you win. One of y'all two.
I'm gonna give him his money back. If I win. And JT $50 for running the league.
No, you ain't gonna give me money, dude.
What about the scribe?
Don't give me
What,
wrister, I got
what do I
carpal
get? Keep going. Just give us all our money back. Let's just do it for fun.
You get a car.
It's
And
not
you get a car.
It's not from writing, but I got carpal tunnel.
Jake just wants me to pull for him.
I
That's
know
what
it
it
was.
Yes, indeed.
It just wants you
Going
to
against
hold.
All right, we have Turd Sandwiches, the number 2 seed. Original projection 145. We have I'm Immunized, Michael Smith, the 8 seed at 0. Yeah, I'm taking Jake.
So is the Yahoo.
All right, so
What are we
Why
gonna do
does
on this?
Yahoo, when nobody in his lineup, still gives him that 1% chance?
Because you never know.
Like, maybe
Everybody
Jay, maybe
was-
Jay gets disqualified.
If his whole team gets 0 and his
Yeah.
defense gives up like 50.
you starting the Chargers again?
Hell no.
Okay.
But I didn't drop him like an idiot, so I don't know what I was doing.
Okay.
Back to you, Bob.
All right, so you know what we do on Matchup of the Week?
This isn't matchup of the week, is it?
This is the only matchup, so it has to be Matchup
We
of the
didn't
Week.
discuss
By
it.
default.
We go
Position by position.
position by position. All right, we got Matt Stafford, 27.9 going against. Michael, who we starting there?
Right now it's going to be Jalen Hurts.
That's
Doesn't
good.
look
That's-
good
that's-
for-
that's-
Yeah, it doesn't look good for Lamar.
He hasn't
Did you
practiced
see
in,
the
what, 3
video?
weeks?
Of him, yeah.
No, he
limp.
practiced.
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah,
It
bad
looked
limp.
horrible. They literally said jog to where he completed a pass, and he was like, he was going sideways.
Okay, coach.
No, it was bad.
Yeah.
I got it.
I sat
We're
there.
not doing a
Lamar, bring it on
Lamar.
back.
Well, I sat there
Okay,
watching this
coach.
video and was like, I think they clinched, right? Are they in the playoffs?
I would have watched it.
No, they're not. They're not. Yeah,
They got blown out by
by.
Cincinnati last week, and he
Oh,
clinched
yeah.
on that Monday night last year, and then came back in the game after he unclinched. You know what I'm talking about?
Took a dump.
Yep.
Yes.
Deuce.
I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a person that I would be running out there at practice when you notice how much he was favoring that
Yeah.
ankle.
And
Like,
he
it didn't make
looks
sense
bad.
to me.
And how good Tyler
I don't
Hopkins
have a
looked
favorite
against
ankle.
the
He
Wings.
does look good.
Both my ankles, love them equally. He favors that one. I would. Seems a little hurt.
You just hear in the NFL
Oh,
nowadays.
I've got a favorite ankle, but I don't favor it. I don't show. Hey, whichever ankle I'm talking to at the time, that's my favorite.
It's like the
This-
favorite child thing.
Exactly.
You never let the other one
That's
know.
what happened.
I hear it.
I
I
never
never
let
see
left
it
hand know what
person.
right hand's doing.
Yeah, that's right.
You just stop.
Him hands strong.
DT.
Look at
If a person,
You're right.
that. Shoot with his hand. Play this out. You'll get it.
Sorry.
if a person's been out or in a system this long, do they really need to practice? Like superstars don't practice anymore.
Who are we talking about still, Lamar?
Yes. Like, would you sit there and say he needs to go out there? I mean, other than maybe doing pocket passing, like I would not have him run.
Throw him
I
on
would-
the side.
I'd be like, yeah,
he
just-
needs
just-
to practice on pocket passing.
But
Maybe do a little pocket pull.
That's the biggest issue with his ankle is what makes him great is his running ability. He can't do
and
that.
if you no, well, that's what I'm saying is that I'm glad they did show that video because if they just didn't say he didn't practice at all week, he's going to play. You didn't know his ankle was that bad, and I play him against the Rams defense. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
I want to know if he's hurting. He's
Especially against the Rams
Yeah.
defensive line.
Exactly.
Like, I would not. That
That
dude
front
can't
seven,
run
no.
out there. I think,
In
especially
fan- in
Washington gives
fantasy-wise-
up a bunch of running yards anyways, and so I mean, I would start Hurts probably in the matchup anyway. Washington, they had like 2 good games of defensive performances, and then they've been back to
And you don't want to have that risk of you play Lamar first drive. He says, my ankle's
Yeah.
still messed up.
Yeah.
And then you end up like, okay, he's got 0.2.
2. Yeah.
Then you got
That's all
two
you got for the
quarterbacks
rest
who
of
are
it.
hurts.
oh, I
Huh? All right.
I feel like Washington has given up a lot of points lately because didn't they give up like 50 something?
They're fighting each other on the sideline.
Well, like it was.
Yeah, they did. I
Their
saw that
defense was
D-line.
garbage, and then Chase Young gets hurt, and their defense went off.
Yeah.
And then last week,
He's hurt. Fuck. Everybody else got to play now.
Has Baltimore been giving up quite a bit of points too?
Baltimore's been.
Yeah,
doo-doo.
so-
That's Joe
Yes.
Burrow.
They're
Well,
second.
that's right. So
I think
that
they're on like their
reminded me-
6th and 7th string corners.
that's what I was reading was saying because I learned how to read this week. If y'all forgot, their
Man,
top
this is
2
monumental.
top 2
Why are we
corners-
talking about fantasy?
I know. Top 2 corners are out. Their third corner is questionable and doesn't look like
What
he's
about
going
the
to play.
fourth quarter?
And their favorite coverage scheme is man-to-man, and Stafford has like 24 touchdowns against man this year. It's zones he can't read. He sucks against zone defense. But apparently man-to-man, he's been lighting it up. And guess who wins a bunch of man-to-man?
probably Cooper
Match-
Cup.
Probably.
Probably the guy that's making team as
I'm
well.
telling you,
And you know who
Jay,
else wins man to man?
that's probably the best.
Odell Beckham when he's not.
You
playing
did
with Eli
wonderful,
Manning.
man.
I still make it
You did good. You did.
I fought it.
I'm all real proud of it.
Thanks.
I mean,
I
but their
love
top
us.
2 corners were Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters,
Yes.
which are stud
Yes.
first round.
Man-to-man
Corners, man-
lock-up
and-
corners.
When you don't have those guys and you still try to run the same scheme,
Can't
it
do
don't
it.
work out that well.
So long
You know,
story
you know who
short,
dominated last
good
week?
job starting
Well,
Hurts.
Hey, what wide receiver destroyed Baltimore last week? 85 for the Bengals. It's not Jamar Chase.
Yeah, he did.
It's
not
probably the
Tyler-
last time we
not
get to
Tyler
say
Boyd.
it.
It's not CJ Uzama.
All right, back to you, Bob.
D. Higgins.
I guess my biggest fear is who is going to start for Baltimore at quarterback.
Why don't you be scared about that?
Our
Well,
deepest fear is
because
not that
if
we are
they
inadequate.
get up
Our deepest fear is that we
maybe
are powerful
Stafford
beyond
doesn't
measure.
Keep going.
It's our light, not our darkness, is most
But
frightening.
that's just a cover.
Henderson's on the hour, so they're running Michelle, and who else did they pick up?
Sonny Michel?
I feel like they went and got
They did
somebody.
some,
Oh no, Akers is back. Cam
Yeah,
Akers.
Akers is back. They
Yeah.
said he might play, but then who was, I thought
They
they
came
picked up
out-
somebody else though. I thought you were right. I thought they did.
Carryon Johnson? He got picked up by somebody. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
No, I thought that was.
I don't know
I
what
thought
team
we
did.
picked them up for a
Deep
little
dog
bit.
over there about something?
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
He was thinking about me quoting Coach Carter there for a
So I
second.
feel like the Rams are also kind of like the Packers. It doesn't matter the score; they're going to continue
Yeah,
doing
they're just
what
going
they.
to rack up. But I think they said the only reason they activated Cam Akers was because
Playoff
if he's
hopes?
not active for
No.
at least 3 weeks, he doesn't get his pension or something for some kind of legal thing in the CBA.
Oh,
So they might
The
not play
Kibba?
him to the play. The Kibba.
Mm-mm.
I think they both got really good matchups. Hurts and Stafford.
I'm taking Jalen this week.
Taking Hurts. Okay.
Hurts, don't it?
That's
I'm taking Stafford because
Okay.
he's my guy.
I'm gonna take Hurts as well.
Do we pick again?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Y'all do that. Y'all go last.
Yeah.
Okay, we go last.
I'm sorry, puppy.
All right. I'm hoping it's Hurts, but I'm gonna take Stafford.
Okay.
I'm going to take Hurts for the running. I think he'll get at least one rushing touchdown. Write that down. Hurts with a rushing touchdown.
Oh, Hurts rushing touchdown.
All right, Jay.
Bringing up what you were talking about earlier with Stafford, it's like Yahoo's picked up on it. 'Cause I was telling JT the other day, it's the first time I've seen a wide receiver almost projected to outscore the quarterback of the same team. It's awfully close for the two of them.
These projections are what Devontae's was last year and what Calvin's used to be.
Yeah.
Except for now that we're playing PPR, Calvin's used to.
Fucking Chris Carter put Cooper Kupp as the number 2 wide receiver for this year.
Who did he put one?
Devontae.
Well, I do think we got the two best receivers
he said
going against
his
each
exact
other.
words were, "Man, you got to do something really special to dethrone him." I think he's breaking fucking records.
He's got a chance to have the first 2,000-yard receiving season and 20 touchdowns. We've had.
What else
20
does he have to
touchdowns
do?
before.
Light the football on fire and receive it that way?
Yeah.
There's only one person who can do that. Play for the Panthers. Take again. If it's damn near impossible, he's guaranteed to catch it. Wide open slant route, not going to happen.
All right.
You don't get style points for the easy ones.
It's true.
I've seen him in triple coverage, catch it in the back of the end zone.
I've also
seen him wide fucking open.
Malcolm Floyd style.
And AJ Green it every fucking time.
All right, let's take a look at the
Scuba
receivers.
Steve.
I know we don't usually do this for a receiver, but I would like to talk about the 1 versus 1. The Kupp
Coop versus Adams.
Coop versus Adams, which
Yeah.
we just basically talked about with Chris Carter being an idiot, but not in this individual matchup.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Now,
those
also,
two are the best 2 receivers in fantasy.
How do you
football.
know
yeah,
that?
hands
How do you
down.
know he's starting Adams? You got an inside
start
track.
Adams.
Go Bulls. Don't start that. Now, what if we do a gentleman's agreement? You don't start Adams. He doesn't start
Dude,
Kupp.
I have no other receivers. We've already been over the wide receiver 3 conundrum. So
Yeah, AJ Brown, dude.
Oh yeah, I do have AJ.
Why are you looking at him?
We
Like
do
he's-
have like the
I
Brown.
do not.
the Brown.
If Brown
Yes,
plays,
I do.
we got Antonio to play.
Is he questionable?
Yeah, he tweaked his ankle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
In
Now that
practice.
ankle is.
did not know
What
that.
I thought was crazy is that we talked about earlier, Antonio Brown was supposed to be coming back, so you didn't want to trade him. And then he goes on a 3-week suspension, and then when he comes off the suspension, he's still questionable with an ankle. Like, how was he about to come back? Takes 3 weeks off, and the ankle's still messed up.
Still question.
I know, seriously. Talking Kupp versus Adams. So the weather Sunday night in
It's
Green
frightful.
Bay,
With the fire.
high of 16. They said around game time it's going to be single digits.
Boys, that's what we call I say Frio.
You know what they really want to have, though?
Muy caliente.
I
Muy
say Sol.
caliente.
Oh, yes.
I see that as being a run-heavy
Muy
game.
bien.
I just don't think you're going to throw the ball that much. In
I
there.
And
just
they're
think
playing
you're
in
playing in
Miami.
Green Bay.
Temperature doesn't show, but a 35% chance of
You
rain.
gonna do some Mandarin? We can do some Mandarin.
35%.
Yeah, high
Get
of
some
60.
orange.
Yeah,
Mandarin
so
orange. Yeah.
Brown's
I
definitely
think
got the
it's-
weather conditions on his side. The one thing that made me feel a lot better about Brown, well, we're jumping ahead to that one a little bit.
That's not so much.
I was
You said-
looking at the Brown versus Brown. I should have stayed with Cooper Cup.
What's the little kitty saying?
When do we make the bowl predictions? Is that just anytime?
Anytime you want to. Anytime it hits you.
throw it out there.
75% chance of rain in
That can't be
Baltimore.
their name.
Same thing with the Washington game,
That's
too.
what the rain-
Mid-Atlantic's getting hit with rain.
Yeah, I think it might benefit Hurts if he's running.
Do you have one for me to write now?
I do have a bowl prediction.
Oh, let's hear it.
I'm gonna say Cooper Kupp and Devontae Adams combined for over 60 points.
Damn.
Devontae Adams is gonna outscore.
Damn.
It's gonna be over 60 between the two. Devontae Adams is gonna outscore.
I've got a bold prediction.
Is it like
All right, let's get it.
I can't write that fast.
I think it's gonna be about like 35, 31.
I'll take that still. God, it's going off.
It's gonna be a big game.
Bryan, he's really stepping his game up on these bold predictions.
Oh yeah. His nuts are still stuck in the fucking
Do y'all remember the quote from Scorp last week? Oh, man, I'll make some bold predictions. Y'all remember last time?
And
He
didn't
didn't
say it.
talk the entire time we did matchup
Well,
preview.
first thing we did was go over the matchups.
Yeah.
It's
He
really-
did love his candy, though.
He did
He
like
brought
his
up, why'd
gun
you
words.
let him get so much candy?
I told him not to. I want to bring gifts for everybody.
Yeah, he left like one of
I wasn't
the
upset with the Budweiser.
packages, and I ate a couple of those during the week.
All right, Brian, what you got, bud?
Lowest scoring championship game in the League of Ordinary Gentlemen history.
Do we have a?
So we can
Know
like
what
check.
the lowest is?
I think we have the technology, but we don't have it on hand.
Okay. You gonna do some research this week?
Fuck no, I don't even know how to get away from it. Ryan usually does that.
I'm not.
Commissioner, you got all the tools.
I kind of like some of the
You do have
matchups
all the-
for us this week.
Yeah.
Dude, one of your eyes went in for the other one. Did you know you just did that?
Yeah.
I never knew you could do that.
Your odds did a crossover.
You know what? All these years, I'm still learning about you.
That's right, man.
So,
I have a lot of
when you're in a long-term relationship like that, it's the little things that you pick up along the way to keep you going.
there's depth here, Roberts.
Between me and you?
There is that.
I'm just there.
Me and
Me and Jake
You're
try to take
surface
stuff
level.
serious.
Oh,
I'm the
all
only
right.
one.
You know what? That's fair.
I'm breaking the song, but it's whatever.
All right, so Cooper Kupp, AJ Brown, and then we talked Devontae Adams, and then AB's question.
But who did we take between Adams and Cup? Did
Oh,
They made
He
their
took.
best.
right.
I'm
He
taking
took
Adams.
Taking
And
He's taking Adams because it's on his
I'm going to
side.
take Kupp.
I'm
because of
taking
the
Cup
weather.
because of the man-to-man. I think
Okay.
he'll light up the man.
No, that's what we're doing, man-to-man, like one against one. Or are you talking about the coverage? Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I'm going Kupp because of weather. You're going.
I'm going Adams because of weather.
Okay.
I'm going Cup.
Because?
Just because it was a coin flip, and that's what happened in my head.
Alright,
You know,
okay.
I don't-
Yeah,
I
we'll
don't-
go.
I think they
That's
both
fair.
have great matchups. When I looked at it, I think Baltimore has given up the 5th most receiving yards to wide
Receiving
receivers.
yards, yep.
Receiving yards to receivers.
He
and I
can
think
read, he
Minnesota's
can't
number
talk.
one.
It's two different things.
That's
So
I'm
both
gonna
of them
avoid
have very good matchups there.
it. And Minnesota's defense sucks.
Yes,
That's
that's
against the passes too. So.
Yes.
But it's
Yeah.
single digits, so maybe his hands get cold. Or he could do the game where it's snowing and it's cold, and you're like, oh, they're only going to run the ball, and then they just end up throwing it because
That's what Jake. That's
Aaron Rodgers is Tom Brady. It doesn't matter what temperature it is. The colder it gets, someone's like, hey, we're better than.
So it's a pretty.
We're better than you.
I don't think they're going to
Well,
need. I don't think they're going to
they're-
need to keep that high passing attack against Minnesota without.
They never need to, but they still do it anyways.
I
how
think AJ Dillon 100 yards
So that's stupid.
It's not in the
Okay.
matchup, but you're still making a bold
Yeah.
prediction
I'm
about
making
it.
a bold prediction. I like
about that game. AJ Dillon 100 yards because I think he's going to get the ball a lot.
So your easy substitution, if AB is out, you slide in Pyramid. Because
Yeah,
he'll be the
probably.
one of the only options.
Yeah, it'd be him.
Scotty
I mean,
Pippen?
because Evans is still out, Godwin out. You have him and Tyler Johnson, right?
Evans is at an
It's-
outside chance play.
He does it. Okay, so he's got a shot.
So you got Brown, Tyler Johnson, Rashad Perriman, and Scotty Miller.
And so Brown's out.
So-
You just got those three.
Scotty Miller out there in free agency.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Might be
He's
worse than that.
I like.
He's not doing
You're
that.
only going to put one in.
Yeah, because they've been running a lot of 2 and 3 tight end sets
Yeah.
since Evans Godwin went down with Brait, Howard, and Gronk. Which trade one of those guys, please.
There's
For
nothing we can do
fantasy
about that.
purposes, and I mean, there's a lot of teams that need tight ends. They can get
Yes.
something out. I thought they should have traded OJ Howard before the season
Yeah,
started.
I should trade him
Yeah,
a lot
sure.
of times, yeah.
So
That's neither here
Wow.
nor there.
So A Brown from Tennessee versus A Brown from Tampa.
See what you did there
I'm going Tennessee on that one.
because of the whiskey.
Sure.
I think from a talent perspective, AB is more talented than
Then
AJ.
AB.
Well, AJ. I don't know. I'm going AB.
AJB, AB.
All right. But he
Hey, we
got
went to school
he got,
with JB.
he got peppered last week. AJ did in his return, and he looked healthy for the first time since he got injured week
He looked
one.
explosive.
Oh my gosh! I mean, 16 targets, I believe, is what he had.
Something like that. Something like it. Well,
And I think that might be a more competitive game where passing will be more.
Yeah, he's going to be more relevant.
Yeah.
he had 11
Compared-
catches on 16 targets for 145 yards and a tutty.
The biggest thing that I'm bringing into consideration when looking at this is the Buccaneers are in the playoffs,
Will you look
and
at
they're
that?
playing the
See,
Jets.
that's my biggest thing is I'm trying to figure out, like with the Packers, if they're up 17 and a half,
They're up 17 now.
is Rodgers going to play second half?
Yes.
I don't think
With that broken toe?
Ooh.
He's had the broken toe this entire time.
Right, but at this point, it's not a
He's on
necessity for him to be on the
He's
field.
on his MVP campaign.
I'm going to go bold prediction. Aaron Rodgers doesn't play the entire game. He's at least pulled by the end of the third
Are you
quarter.
saying so he's
especially
not
with-
playing defense?
That's a good thing to bring into consideration is Kirk Cousins
We're
out.
going both ways.
The weather's so bad up there. Is Minnesota going to be able to score?
Right. I mean, that's
If
they're
they're
not
not
Minnesota,
scoring,
although it is in Minnesota. They're a dome team.
Yeah.
They're
I mean-
not used to that outside weather.
if Huntley's playing, then Baltimore
Huntley.
can score with.
Are you saying that Aaron Rodgers doesn't play all offensive snaps? Is that how you want to word it?
You're the only one that's taken that. Like, strictly, he's going to be playing safety and quarterback.
Just saying. That's all I'm saying. Because what happens if they go Wildcat one time?
He gets pulled before the fourth quarter.
By who?
His
coaching
coach.
staff?
They're
really trying to keep him around.
relationship. I got you.
Trying to keep him around, huh?
McCarthy had those rough hands.
Yeah.
Didn't work out.
He's a
The
Pittsburgh
floor-
guy. He's a Yinzer. What can you do?
Yeah, I'm probably taking AJ Brown there.
I think if he was fully healthy, I'd probably take Antonio Brown. But
If
Yeah,
I knew he was
absolutely.
playing,
yeah,
I'd probably
Especially without Evans.
Yeah.
If Evans doesn't play, yeah.
I don't think Evans is going to play either.
Give me-
I think they're going to hold them both out.
Give
It's
me
the
Antonio.
Jets, man.
Taking Antonio.
Yeah,
I'm taking AJ.
I think there's a good chance to have AJ going to have Xavier Howard on him, which is a solid corner.
Yeah.
And Miami,
they've been
Miami's
playing
defense
well,
has been legit, and they got to win, and they have to win.
Yeah.
Because they're tied for the 7th spot.
And I think Miami's pass defense is pretty. I don't know. I mean, I feel like they've been pretty good the last couple of weeks.
Maybe.
Not on the season. They've been terrible.
Yeah, they're
I think
8.
last couple of weeks they've started playing pretty well.
They got Michael 29 points last week.
I don't know. If
Oh,
Mi-
you don't have to tell me.
the one thing I
I'm
did
just
see
gonna-
is that Miami doesn't flip corners.
And that's
So,
fine.
They just
They're-
lock him to one side,
yes.
and AB lines up in the or AJ lines up. In the
He
slot
lines up
zone,
everywhere.
yeah.
They even run him in motion a lot. So I think that's something to kind of consider. It's kind of like when you're talking about best corners and Cooper Kupp. He's not an outside receiver. He's a slot, so he's usually getting linebackers or safeties.
He gets around a lot.
Well, I mean, Carolina,
Get
I thought that was
around.
something that we were
Get
trying to transition to with our defense, and they picked Gilmore a lot of times on slot corners, or excuse me, as a slot corner on slot receivers because they wanted him to take away what's really become one of the NFL's favorite targets.
Yep.
Is the guy kind of like winning the middle of the field and just getting the tough yards. So I think there's ways to avoid Howard. I think it hurts the quarterback more.
I got myself again.
But
I think the league's doing that a lot lately. Though it's like it's not only your best wide receiver stays outside. It's like, hey, you just put your best wide receiver
where he can get the
where he exploits the best matchup.
And they've done that with Antonio Brown a lot too. Moved him more into like a slot receiver, especially because you got
Think he's
Evans
getting around
and
too?
Godwin.
And watching
Like,
Devontae Adams line up in the slot's just stupid too. It's like
that's
gonna go flat.
way to
It's
go.
gonna spray everywhere. It's gonna stain the thing.
The interesting one's going to be that wide receiver 3 matchup. So, Jake, you got Darnell Mooney in there right now.
Who knows what I'm going to do at wide receiver 3?
And then Trigg, let's see.
Meyer,
Guys.
so here he's got 2 big problems. He's got 2 guys that are questionable on teams that are looking very good in the playoffs against shit opponents.
Yes.
So like
We went Jalen.
Myers, they said if it was like a must-play game, he would be playing, but they really don't know if they see the point against Jacksonville, who's
Maybe.
Don't be it, you know.
that defense is going to shut him out.
Who you going to watch wide 3?
I like Tyler Boyd.
I was about to say
He's an alright
Boyd.
guy.
It's between Boyd and
That is a shootout game.
Boyd and Myers is who I'm deciding against.
Now the only reason you got Perriman is if Brown doesn't play, you put him
Yeah.
in. So you wouldn't.
But I don't
think
even know if
about
I would play him. I've got him just in
Yeah, but
case.
you wouldn't think about ever playing both of them.
No.
Okay.
I do like the Boyd though. I think that game's going to be a
So you
shootout.
boy.
He like
And
Who we got?
that's what there was a stat I read about Kansas City against slot receivers. So Boyd's in the slot quite a bit. Yeah, I do like that. I think it's good for 10 to 15 points.
That's probably who I would start at wide receiver 3 is Tyler Boyd just wins the middle of the field.
You be careful.
And
what he tells
I think Kansas City's going to really
Bring
shade
us
to Jamar Chase and
Dude.
Joe Mixon. I think that's their 2 big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
defense has been shading to Chase for like the last 2
Yeah.
months, and that's when
Yeah,
T.
Higgins
Higgins has
been
been lighting it up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Hey, it wasn't the last one,
It
but that
wasn't.
will be.
It's coming.
So if it's
Where he got college.
Mooney,
T. Higgins.
I don't know, man. I'll get everyone's opinion.
Don't
at
even pretend like you know it and you got to try and remember. Shot in the dark.
the University of Central Florida.
There's the other option, Claypool.
I'm going
Yes.
to tell you, though, that's a solid guess. Not that it's anywhere close to being
Not
right.
very
It's
good.
just,
And he got in trouble.
it's a good guess.
He's long overdue.
Talent-wise, it's not a question for him.
Arizona.
It's just what's going on between the ears and how far can Ben Roethlisberger throw a football.
The biggest thing
No.
is quarterback.
Minnesota State.
I still said it yesterday. If Andy
I
Dalton's
don't
the
even know
starting
if
quarterback
I
for
don't even know if there is a
Chicago,
Minnesota
It's Darnell
State.
Mooney without
Yeah.
question.
I
he
mean,
throws
it's
it to him
Super
10
Bowl.
times a game or more. The other guys don't look his way. Well, actually, I don't even know who they throw the ball to because it's not like
His
anyone-
haircut
I
dresses a
don't
little bit
think
better.
Justin
He gets-
Fields looks more than 5 yards downfield.
No.
It's like, hey,
He
either
can't.
a running back or tight end
Fields can't.
near side.
No, he's always under pressure.
I mean, Andy Dalton just throws it up.
There you go.
The reason I also consider Claypool a little bit more in this game is it is probably Big Ben's last home game.
I think he announced it. Didn't he?
Dang.
Well, he said,
Yeah, I mean, I
this-
think you said it before.
yeah, I think the writing is on the wall there. That this
You know,
is
those
pretty much it.
overrated quarterbacks always
So-
announce they're going to retire and then never do.
Cleveland's been
Phillip Rivers.
giving up points lately.
Announced it once and did.
Am I right?
Am I right? Yeah.
Am I right? Am I right?
I think they might let Big Ben kind of, especially Tomlin and him having a close relationship, he might give him opportunities to get.
It's like Kobe's last game where they just
Yeah.
let him shoot 60
It-
times.
It's clearly going to be
I think his last game was going to see his dog.
Johnson getting most of the
Yeah,
targets,
it's gonna be Johnson.
but
game.
Claypool is one catch away from 60 yards and a touchdown.
He's the Tyler Boyd of last week.
Yeah, I mean, he could get 2 of those. So I think he has the higher boom potential, but I think Mooney's got the safer
Higher
floor.
floor.
Yes.
I think
Mooney higher
Mooney's going to
floor,
be a great
Claypool
receiver.
definitely higher receiver.
I really do. I think Mooney's
I think
But
one
what
of
do you
my-
want in the championship game? Do you want the guy that's
Well-
going to get you at least 5?
This is really what my decision's coming down to. If Antonio Brown is out, I probably take the higher floor in Mooney. If Brown plays, I feel like I need to get someone that gives me a
Got to
bigger,
combat that.
bigger potential. So I might go Claypool.
Grain of salt. With everything he tells you.
A dash of pepper.
But it's not really his decision. It's more Brown's
And a
decision.
dollop of love. That's the recipe for success.
I don't know.
Everybody know that.
Everybody know that.
All right, so you're taking that wide receiver 3 matchup between
I guess Myers. is
Between
gonna go
who
with.
knows and
yeah. I like Tyler Boyd a lot this week. I really do. I'm
I
take Tyler Boyd in that wide receiver.
I think he's a good guy.
I
Where'd
said
he go
that
to
night, I
college?
think your projections
Tyler
are
Boyd?
very
We've asked you this
low,
one
so I
before.
think
You
you've
actually
got
got it right
fantastic
after I gave you a
matchups.
hint.
I really do.
Cincinnati.
That's where he plays.
Oh, that's what we were talking about.
College.
Oh, where did Tyler Boyd go?
Clemson.
That's where T. Higgins.
Oh, so close.
I don't remember what Tyler Boyd
It's
was.
so
Yeah, you do.
fun. Florida.
He lit Carolina up.
State?
West Virginia.
I always go State.
Mountain Mama.
Take me home.
Country Roads.
Where'd he go to school?
He went to Pitt.
Oh, I was going to say that next.
So I gave you the hint from Larry Fitzgerald, which
That's
you didn't
right.
know.
I didn't hear that.
Yes, I'm going to take Tyler Boyd in wide receiver 3 matchup. Who y'all got?
I went Boyd.
Have we already said this? And I wasn't
No.
listening or something?
No,
Right.
I'm trying to think of who I think Jake's going to start. Between Claypool and
You
Mooney.
can just pick one.
Yeah, but I think
If it's Mooney, who you picking?
it's Mooney. I'm picking Mooney.
If it's Claypool, who you picking?
Claypool.
Okay.
So it's going Jake either way.
Okay. All right.
Jake 3 slot.
I'm going Boyd.
All right. Like Boyd.
I'd probably go.
It's tough.
It's tough because, no offense, if Boyd didn't get that touchdown, he had a bad week.
Yeah.
last week.
There we go.
At least Mooney's getting like a lot
And
of.
Boyd would have had a bad week on a week where Burrow threw for like 500 yards and 4
Yeah.
touchdowns.
But he didn't.
But he didn't because he had one of those touchdowns.
Yeah. I'm going to take whoever I pick.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's fair.
That's a cocky cop out. And I like it.
So, receiver group overall, do y'all want to do selections
I
on that?
picked 2 of his.
So,
One of yours.
Adams
So I'd have to
and
go
wide receiver 3.
I picked 2 of yours, so I'm going to take you.
You picked 2 of them. Or you picked up.
I picked Cup, Antonio,
So you picked 2 of
and
his.
Claypool / Mooney.
Uh-huh.
So you took Jake.
So you go Jake. Yeah.
And Trig, you
But I
took
think
I took
Devontae.
2 of mine.
it's tough because
Devontae.
what if the
Devontae.
one you took is going to way outscore the other two? Then
See,
I don't know,
that's the thing with like Adams and Cup. Like, both of them can account for 2 receivers.
they're gonna get 60 plus
Yeah.
fantasy
They
points
could
combined.
account for more than
Adams is
Adams.
going to outscore.
I mean,
60 plus.
especially if you had.
That's the craziest
All
thing. I could
Claypool
sit
80
there.
yards and a touchdown.
Ooh.
But Jake's
He
going to
is
start
due
Mooney
for a
and gonna
touchdown.
regret it. But
Claypool
he's going to
is-
start. He's going to start
way
Mooney and
under.
regret it.
Telling
And
you.
Claypool's going to get
The other
80
thing
touch.
that I like about
Write that down.
starting Claypool is that it's Monday night. So you have no one that can go Monday. And
Yet he's got an empty
well,
roster
yes,
spot.
I have one person. So the thing I like about Claypool is either A, I know exactly what I got to do to win. B, it's already over. It doesn't really matter. Or C, I've locked it up. And as long as he don't get negative points,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah, you would hate to go against
With
Michael
Claypool,
when
it's-
he's
it's
got
a
one player to
possibility.
go.
that's why I kind
And
of
you have
JT
nobody.
talked about this earlier in the year. Like, would you rather have someone kind of going on that last available game so you know if you're going to
Yeah.
win? or
Do you want to be the person that's finished with a big lead, or be the person that has one
like,
player
I need
going
12
but needs a
points,
ton?
and I'm watching with like, just get me 12.
Because you feel like, hey, I have no control over
Yeah.
this.
Look,
But you
I
really,
feel
you really have no
that.
control
I
anyway,
say that
besides just
every
push the
day.
button.
All right, let's
Is
take a
because
look.
the music makes you lose
That
control?
would be the title of my autobiography. I have no control
Who's going to
over
write it?
this. Of an autobiography?
Yes. Hey, sounds like a dumb question, but you gotta ask.
Oh, you really want an answer?
Yes.
It would obviously be me.
Welcome.
Win one for the Bibber.
I see what you did there.
All right, so let's take a look at those running backs. So Jake starting Jonathan Taylor, Joe Mixon, Trigger Mike. Got to start Rashad Penny, right?
I think Penny and Carter right
Is that
now.
nice?
Penny and Carter.
Young Carter.
All right. Looking at the weather there, rain and snow in the Seattle game.
Big snow last week in Seattle. Game.
Yeah, you know who did very well in the big snow in Seattle game last week?
Who was that, Rob?
That was the Rashad Penny.
So he gets another chance there, and then
What if somebody only played well in the snow?
What's Penny getting?
Just a free agent until it starts snowing, then you pick him up.
You ever watch LaShawn
Sean
McCoy?
McCoy. He was good other times, but when
But
it was
man,
snowing,
when it
but it was
snowed-
snowing, he's getting
When I had him on my
203
team, and Philly had like 8 inches of snow was coming. And I was so excited because I knew LaShawn McCoy was going to go off, and he put up like 140 and 2 touchdowns.
It was always fun to watch the Sean.
I've never, nobody in the history of football can juke and stop on the dime and make the turns he made while it was snowing. I don't know. How many points you picked?
1 cent. 12.
12?
It's at 1 cent.
What's your other one?
11.
11.
I'm probably gonna take Jake's running backs there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Easy. That's not even
I
close.
think the big
Sorry,
one is
bud.
No.
Now, hold on a second, though. Jonathan Taylor
in Vegas.
versus doesn't matter because Derrick Henry doesn't play. You got to take
Yeah.
Taylor. But
Taylor might
Tiny.
Taylor might go for 30.
does the offense change
I think
without Carson Wentz? Do they put 12 people in the box and just risk that penalty of having to get on the field?
you know what I've noticed though, because I've watched Indianapolis the last couple weeks. They're already kind of stacking the box.
Oh, they
that
are.
offensive line's dominating.
Yeah, they're stacking the
Very-
box, but do they just run blitz the entire time? I don't
Well, we
know.
don't even know if Carson Wentz is actually out.
Yeah,
he said he was on
He's
vaccine.
out.
Oh,
He's
he's
guaranteed
on
he's
vaccine.
out. He ain't playing.
Who's their backup?
Jake Fromm, and then they picked up
State
somebody
Farm.
else. Because they had somebody else.
That's what it's like.
Then
I
Jake
think-
Fromm ended up being the backup.
I think the big thing to consider there is they're probably not going to give their backup quarterback an opportunity in the red zone unless they absolutely have to.
I
They
will say
shouldn't
this.
give their
Jonathan-
starting quarterback.
Well, I know
a
Taylor
red
gets a ton of carries in the red zone anyways. Leads the NFL in it.
But Jake Fromm does have a cannon of an arm. So, I mean, he could.
also got
they
big.
could.
I don't think he'll.
No, I mean,
No.
they'll live and die.
I think they're going
We all
to
will.
really give the ball to Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. It's gonna
If I didn't have another good running back, I'd even consider starting
You'd bench Jonathan Taylor or start Naeem Hines.
Naheem Hines. as
If you
well.
could put him at, if you could put Naeem Hines at wide receiver 3,
Yes.
would you
for,
do it?
For sure. I think he gets a touchdown this week.
Write that down.
He always steals one.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor also has the luxury of going in a dome.
Yes.
And a lot of these other games are going to be in the rain. Jake, like every game that's outside for you is in the rain.
Yes.
And then Michael, for you, I mean, it's either rain or it's
Snow or frozen.
blistering. So I mean, it's going to be a crazy weather week, and it's really hard to predict. Really hard to predict players when you got bad weather.
Yes.
So we'll
But
see what
His
happens.
tight end's not going to be in the rain or the snow.
Dallas.
Sure Dallas is
Good man.
inside.
Dallas is inside.
That's a good point. Good point.
And I like Tua.
Tuala's Kasiki.
Now
So-
we got that cleared up.
I do want to bring something that I've noticed up is Joe Mixon has been most fantasy relevant when he's involved in the passing game. Like last week, he had 60 yards receiving and a touchdown, I believe. Like that was a big portion of his points. It's games where he doesn't get any targets. It's not like he's killing them on the ground.
That's kind of how Najee Harris has been all year.
How involved is Joe Mixon against Kansas City in the passing game?
Pretty involved.
I'd
So
say
you
yeah.
think he's going to have a good game?
Good. You know what? That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Pretty involved.
Because
Saying,
if Chris Jones is back, he helps that pass or the run defense a lot for
Yes.
Kansas City. And I think he was on COVID list. I think he's back.
COVID.
He might not be running as much because Chris Jones is just a game record.
They just don't have anyone else at running back that they really put in. Like he gets
Throw some respect on Samaje's name.
he gets 85% of the snaps.
He does.
That's the one thing I do like about Joe Mixon is, especially in the red zone, he's going to be the guy.
Yeah. What you got? Where'd Samaje Perine go to college? You have no idea. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Wisconsin?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, yeah.
And he broke LT's single game rushing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Rashad Penny,
What about him?
115 all-purpose yards,
115 touchdowns,
touchdown.
I thought you were going to do the Saquon Barkley.
98
No,
yards,
yards
touchdown.
touchdown. No, 115 touchdown for Rashad Penny. So I keep looking at that snow game.
How does that make you feel?
Yeah.
Makes me feel really good because if JT says it, I think it's gonna happen.
You saw
did
what
you
the
see
last-
that you listened to
Yeah,
your
it's
podcast?
just-
He got
bold
two.
predictions. I did
He
get
got
two.
two.
What how did
You're
y'all
lying.
fellas
You're
get?
a lying bastard.
If somebody
I'll
goes
listen
2
to
for
the
12 from
podcast.
3, I'm like, you probably need to stop shooting.
He's a
you know what I'm
shooter.
saying?
He's a shooter.
Yeah, stick on him. Shooter.
If you make the first two, that's when they start coming out.
You said and a touchdown? Or just 15 all-purpose yards?
I said touchdown, 115 all-purpose yards.
JT, I'm gay. Okay, bye.
I'll take this. I think that Jonathan Taylor
Likes football.
Scores-
Football likes Jonathan Taylor.
scores between 20 and 20.99 points.
So roughly 20.
So you took what he's.
So you took his
Yeah, I took-
projection.
Projection. It's spot on.
So basically, you just predicted a push. Like he's gonna get his
A
projection.
push on his projection. But yeah,
JT pushes JT's. JT pushes JT's.
no, it's not my. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
his
Jonathan
name's
Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor.
I
He's
got
got
it.
good initials. Actually,
We're adding another.
go
Give
on.
it over. We're adding another
45
person.
points. 50.
We used
What's
we
the record?
Keep
Always
going.
call
You
you
JT.
60.
And then
Yeah.
Justin, we said Justin
70.
Timberlake was the real
Right,
JT.
70,
Now we
70.
know.
Right.
Mike was like, shut the fuck up.
And JT Marsh.
Daggum goofball.
Evil Empire?
He's got many names.
Mini.
Small names.
And then Michael Carter. Michael Carter, I feel like was more valuable when
Without
what?
Zach Wilson. in
Matt White. Is
Yes.
that his name?
Mike White.
Mike White.
Mike White.
Mike White.
Let's just get a generic quarterback name that would be like a video game. Mike White. That'll work.
Yeah, when he
He
was
is in a
in,
video
he
game.
would just like, dude, all he was doing is just dumping it down to Michael Carter.
How does a rookie quarterback who's struggling not realize like your best friend is your check down running back who can catch the ball? Like that's one of Michael Carter. That's right, sweetie. Yep.
That's
She's
why
yeah.
when they talk about it, like the announcers say, "Oh, he is it." He just throws the ball away and doesn't look for his check down. Why isn't that just natural?
I don't know. I feel like they tell like even Mac Jones like one read not there, check down.
Yeah.
Like you, that's as simple as you can make it on a rookie.
Second level,
quarterback.
first level. Second,
Yep.
every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Well, saying that, I've got Michael Carter having a receiving touchdown in this game,
Ooh.
All right.
which
Good.
it doesn't happen with Zach Wilson in there.
I like because I got a Michael Carter too.
I got a Michael Carter too. I was going to piggyback on
Go
that.
with
I'm
it.
going to say Michael Carter outscores Joe Mixon.
Ooh. Taking the gloves off.
Give him Michael Carter for 7 receptions.
How about you wait for me to write Michael's down first?
For how many yards?
Come
Not
on,
going there,
come
not
on,
going there, not
come
going there,
on.
Not going there. Not going
Ballpark
there.
it. Over under.
50.
What'd you say, Jeff?
7 catches, Michael Carter, because they're playing Tampa. Tampa's run defense is strong.
What you got, Mike?
So they need to find a way to get in the ball. So I think those other.
But is that who he's going to throw it to?
I think, dude, if he doesn't, he's stupid.
Okay,
Well,
The
so
Jets-
far.
the Jets. Corey Davis is out for the year.
Yeah.
Elijah Moore's probably not playing.
He's out.
He's out.
So you've got Jamison Crowder, Braxton Berrios, and Michael Carter.
Crowder was doubtful, wasn't he?
I don't know. I'm just saying that's who's not on
I-
the IR. He might be.
I think he's
What you got for
one of the most legit options, but then you're also talking about a
Left.
smart Tampa Bay defense who also is probably going to bring a lot of pressure. And
Now, do they get their linebackers
Check.
back? Because I know
White's out.
So Devin White played last week, out this week. Do
I'm
they
pretty
get?
sure that's
pretty sure
right.
he's out.
Do they get Levante David back?
I don't know on that one.
Because those are two of the best
Linebacker.
all-around linebackers in the
It's a
league.
new
And
picture.
I hope
They
they
did
get that.
Is that a new
No
picture?
offense.
No offense, not in this matchup.
Old Barn.
It's not a new
New
picture.
Since I'm legit.
But overall, I'm gonna take Jake's running back.
What
Yes,
happened to
we'll take
the?
Jakes as well.
Where's the horsey puzzle
They've
from
been
Nana?
going for a long time.
I know, but where is it? It makes me sad.
I'm going to take my running backs as well.
Oh, I guess I won't talk about that.
Nana
Guess
listens
we
to the
can't
pod.
put interior design.
Nana listens to the pod.
Oh, does she?
She's really disappointed in you.
That would probably be an understatement. I was wondering why she doesn't ever call me back.
Why are you calling his Nana?
Yeah.
I love Nana.
Oh, when I say I'm talking to your mother, you get mad at me. When I'm talking to his Nana,
Nana's
Cobb's the enemy.
my
Don't
Nana
like
too.
Cobb.
Who,
All right, back to the matchup.
who are you taking a running backs?
I think we all took.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I'll take
oh,
Aaron
yeah.
already.
I think we said that before we even started breaking them down.
Uh,
But we do have a lot of.
We got some Michael Carter love.
Yeah,
Got some
If
Michael
all of our
Carter
bowl
love.
predictions are right, Michael Carter's going to have 7 receptions and at least a receiving touchdown, and he's going to outscore Joe Mixon.
Damn.
If he gets 7 catches and a receiving touchdown, I feel like he will outscore. If that all
Unless
happens, if
Jake
that all
said
happens.
when Joe Mixon's productive, he's
Except when he doesn't.
I'll make some bold
Unless
predictions on
you
Rashad
lose
Penny
out.
and Michael Carter, but I'm still taking Jake's running backs. I
Here-
expect the running backs to have a pretty good game.
Yes.
It's going to be close.
Here's
You're probably
Joe
going to win it by a
Mixon.
point.
Here's Joe Mixon
you
last
got the
couple of weeks.
Jonathan
So he had
Taylor
28.5, and then he had like a 3-week window where he did not get over double digits.
Yeah,
The
because
3 weeks prior to that was 30, 24, 25, 20. I went 4 weeks, 23. So like again, he early in the season he had like 2 games under single digits. Other than that, he's been double digits.
Is there a pattern in the scoring?
Can I ask you a question? How do you get under single
He
digits?
went 3 weeks of kind of low scores at the beginning, double digits all the way until the last 3 weeks prior to this one of single digits, and then went for double digits against a better ranked defense.
So we should double digit again. this week.
The bad game was against Denver. I think that was like a horrible game, 15-10. I think the weather was even
It was
bad in
so
that
bad.
one. And then San Fran, I think that was the bad Burrow game where he like kept throwing interceptions. They lost that to San Fran.
I'm trying to remember if that's the one.
I think he had
Overtime.
negative points, and then he like kind of made a comeback in the second. And then his other game, it was 9.8 against the Chargers.
Yeah, that's the one where he got hit, and I think he went into the
Yeah,
thing for
yeah,
a
he was
concussion
out
or
for a
something
little
and
bit.
came back in.
That's right. So I don't know.
So I still think Michael Carter's going to have a good game. Joe Mixon's going to have a better one. But who can say? We're just throwing stuff against the wall, see if it sticks.
That's
you know
what we
I'm
do here. That's what we do.
Go to Fantasy Football 5. Let's go to tight end.
saying? Okay.
All right, so we got Kyle Pitts against Buffalo. We have got
There's 30 minutes of talking here.
Zach Ertz against Dallas. Give me Zach Ertz.
I agree.
Give me fuel.
Give me fire.
Give me that which I desire.
Damn it, Jay!
You know the song, Give Me Fuel, Give Me Fire, that which I desire? Ugh. Never.
Never
Never
done.
done.
Give you there?
Never.
Never.
No. Now that we're all caught up, let's go.
Weather's going to be bad in Buffalo. Rain and snow mix, 36 degrees. Again,
Has
Zach
Kyle
Ertz
Pitts ever
playing the
played in the
adult.
snow, I wonder?
Probably as a kid.
I don't know. He went to school in Florida. Is he from Florida?
We have the technology.
You should have asked him which college he went to first.
We wouldn't know. Where could Kadarius Toney go to college?
Darius Toney.
That's your boy.
I like Darius Toney.
Not as much as you like Tua.
Not as much as I like to. He went to Alabama.
He did.
5 for 5.
Kadarius Toney didn't, but Tua did.
Kadarius Toney. He went to Florida.
Yes.
Boom, baby!
God, the reason why I brought it up is so we talked about Kyle Pitts going to Florida.
No, he went to Florida.
I just said he went to
he
college
was
in Florida.
he was their top
You're
target.
looking up
Where
if he
you
grew
been?
up in Florida.
All right, look, I'm looking. Where did he grow up?
Where did he
I mean, he's a
grow
number
up?
one tight end prospect. Probably.
Where's
So he's gonna be
Archbishop
here.
Wood? Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Okay, he's played in the snow.
West
yeah,
Philadelphia.
Born and raised.
On the playground.
Where he spent most of his days.
Yeah. He hung out with Smith.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Zach Ertz for playing in the dome. Playing against Dallas. Dallas got a high-powered offense. They're gonna need to throw it, maybe,
And no DeAndre Hopkins.
and no DeAndre Hopkins. So I'm taking Zach Ertz.
That's been the favorite target of the old college.
Zach Ertz touchdown.
I agree. I was about to say that.
I agree. Oh,
Zach Ertz, over under 57 yards receiving.
over. I think it goes
Wow.
around 65 and a touch.
That's a good line though, because he doesn't go far down the field.
Uh-uh.
I like that's a really good line.
Yeah.
I like that.
And it's crazy.
That'd be like a Vegas line. I like
Look,
that.
Ooh.
when it comes to ball predictions, me and tight ends, we're like,
You like that?
All right,
And except for they're never really bold. They're right around where the betting
Except for-
they're just
Except for Greg
projections.
Olsen.
that was last year.
I think you had a Gronk a couple weeks ago.
Gronkowski.
Yeah, you had a Gronk.
All right, so give us an over/under on Ertz receiving.
I was
Give us an
said-
over/under.
Bold prediction for
Would
Gronk a
57
couple weeks
be the
ago.
line?
Gronk 45 yards. and a
57. You want
touchdown.
57 to be the line? That's
yeah,
fine.
make 57 line.
All right, 57's
Well,
the line.
you said what? You said 65.
65 and a
So
touch.
do 60 as the over under.
60 is over/under.
I'm gonna take
What
the
is his
under.
projection? What is he projected to
He's
get
He's
yards?
projected-
8.8.
8 something.
But don't they
8.99.
give you yards on the projections?
5. The fearless forecast 5 for 65 and a touchdown.
Oh, that's where you get your shit from.
I clicked on that and was like, I like that.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
whole year's been a ruse
What?
for the
A
coach.
Jake Rouge.
I thought I knew you.
So that little spill you did earlier. Is that
All right, we're gonna
something
say
you'd already
60
read?
yards.
60
I
yards.
said
I learned how to
You
read.
did, you fuckers.
I did learn how to read. I told you I read it.
Oh,
Actually, I think
60
I credited
yards.
the whole
Give
time.
me. Give me the over. Give me the over.
on 60, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with the under.
Let's apply the same number to Kyle Pitts. Excluding
Let's
the
get
touchdown.
everybody's opinion.
Everybody already said over.
I'm going under.
Under.
Oh,
All right.
I like that 57.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be right around there.
And Jake, over under 60? Because we changed it to 60.
He went
Let's
over.
do over. Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna do whatever the fearless forecast does when we do. Jake apparently hasn't had a fucking opinion on this podcast all year long.
Love it. All right.
Let's talk about this guy.
I think Kyle Pitts
All
is
right,
going to have
you
about
want
5
Kyle
catches and 72
Let's-
yards.
You want Kyle Pitts in the same line? You want Kyle Pitts in the same
60.
line? 60.
No touchdown because he don't
Of
catch
course.
touchdowns.
I'll take the over on yards, under on touchdown. Yeah.
So you think Kyle Pitts has more yards than Ertz, but just doesn't get the touchdown?
Ertz probably is going to score. Because
I think Ertz has-
Ertz
yeah.
TD.
I think Ertz has the higher probability of touchdown, but I do think Kyle Pitts has more yards.
Sure.
Because I think he's a bigger play guy.
No, yeah.
He's just a better
100%.
football player all the way around.
Then Ertz?
Yes.
Yes.
You watch Florida highlights. That dude
He
was,
was a beast.
Where did Kyle Pitts go to college?
Florida.
Okay.
6 for 6.
There's a reason why he was
Make sure it's
drafted
not 10
ahead of
second
Jamar Chase in the top 5 of the draft.
And Jamar Chase went to
We know.
Louisiana State University.
Yes.
SCLSU. He's a mud dog.
He's a mud dog. All right. So who are we taking then? Kyle Pitts, Zach Ertz. We got him pretty much around some
We all
lines.
think Ertz is going to score, and that's the difference.
I was going to say that in quarterback play.
Yeah.
I just think that line against Buffalo's D, give me
Yeah, I'll take Ertz on that.
Murray and
And be honest with you,
Don't lie.
I know y'all get tired of me talking about my thought process.
Well, there's a
but
lot of
if-
fearless
if
forecasts
Myers-
out there.
Jay, we have
If
one
Myers
matchup
is
to break down.
out,
You're in it, so just go with
I
it.
know, but I contemplated the Hunter Henry move, especially if Myers is out. Against Jacksonville, bad defense. He might get a touchdown. But Kyle Pitts has just been getting a lot of targets. And he's
I
been a
feel like
top
it's-
5 tight end. I've rolled with him all year.
in the championship game, you don't take him out for 100
Yeah,
and
no.
It'd be bigger if Johnny Smith was out, so he would be getting all the tight end snaps and looks.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with Pitts.
I've got Pitts for 80 yards and a touchdown. I think I've made more bold predictions about Kyle Pitts than anybody else.
Him to have a touchdown, he never does.
pick him for 2 touchdowns.
What if you don't pick him? What if I
We've
pick
never
him?
done that. Maybe it works. Say 2.
I've made maybe 1 or 2 bold predictions a week the
He would
entire
double his
season, and I
touchdowns
feel
on
like
the
it's
season.
Kyle Pitts half the time.
He would double his touchdowns on the year.
if he catches 2.
It's true.
So he's got 1.5.
So you taking Kyle Pitts?
Yeah, absolutely. Even though I do have Ertz over 60 yards, if he does score, it's going to be close.
Be interesting to
It
see.
might come down to the receptions.
Reception.
And then we've got in the flex matchup, we got Ezekiel Elliott playing Arizona in a dome
In a dome.
versus
Singletary.
Yes.
Devin Singletary
Against
against
a horrible
Atlanta.
Atlanta
What?
team.
Where's that? That's in the snow.
That is rain, snow, mix.
Oh, it's not in Atlanta.
No, it's not.
Big Buffalo.
This
Ooh,
is
Who's
Buffalo.
Who's the?
that's tough.
Why is that tough?
Because again, rain, snow.
Is
I'm thinking it's going to be a heavier run game.
but does that mean?
Have you
Moss is
watched
gonna be
Buffalo
more involved?
play? It doesn't matter where they play. They don't run much unless it's against New England.
They're playing
Yeah, they're gonna-
Atlanta. They're going to get up and they're going to run the ball second half.
Who's
gonna
Yet again,
run?
have you watched
Devin
Buffalo play? When they get up, it's still Josh Allen
I
chucking
was
it down the
thinking
field. Like they'll throw him. It's 50 times a game. He'll throw it, and he'll have maybe 20 carries, and he might have 4 or 5 of them.
Zeke playing in the dome. That's tough.
We got Allen from The Hangover numbers floating over your head right now.
Here's the one thing I like about Elliott. Elliott
He's an
versus-
idiot.
I feel like Elliott's almost locked in to get a touchdown. Like he's gotten pretty consistent at that aspect of the game. Like he finds the end zone.
Lindo White style.
I feel like it's almost a guarantee that he has at least one
Okay.
touchdown. I don't know about his yards because those have been
And fluctuate.
they've been horrible the last several weeks, but he just keeps getting 1 or 2 touchdowns a week.
James
Like-
Conner style.
Last week he had 30-some yards. Let's see.
Okay.
Rushing 37, 52, 45, 45, 25, 32, 41, 51, 50. Holy crap, y'all get the trend.
Those sound like Derrick Henry carry
Yes.
numbers.
But the problem is like 2
How many
touchdowns,
touchdowns he had?
touchdown. Like, I don't know.
JT predicted Derrick Henry to have 40 carries in a game, and he was only off by like 2 or 3. I feel like.
I do stuff like that.
Wasn't that bold? I might go Singletary.
That's what I'm leaning towards it, but I think it's going to be close. Like I do think Zeke's going to score.
It's hard to tell because Dallas always comes out and gives away their game plan during the middle of the week. And I don't know how accurate it ever is because they said that Zeke's feeling the healthiest he's felt since like early in the season where he had back-to-back 100-yard rushing games.
Yeah.
They've been trying to like reserve him the last couple of weeks to make sure he doesn't.
There for the playoffs.
Yes,
They're actually going to.
but now they say it's time to work back up his workload so he's ready for a playoff.
So we don't get fat Zeke.
Well, pretty much.
Fancy.
So if that's the case, if he comes out and gets, because he hasn't been getting over 10 or 15 carries, if he gets over that mark, I feel really confident about him. If he's under 15 carries, then
He's got to score once or twice.
yes.
And is Tony Pollard healthier now and get back to what he?
I don't know. That injury is the one that's like, I don't even know how the dude's playing.
Yeah, I don't know how he came back that fast.
It's torn. It's not strained. Most people that strain are out months, and like this dude tore it and is playing on a torn ligament in the arch of his foot.
Good for him. Dr. Schultz helping out.
So who we taking, JT?
I'm gonna go the safe side here. I'm gonna take Elliott, but I like Singletary.
It's a good matchup.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
I got Devin Singletary with 2 touchdowns.
Oh.
It might be 1 rushing, 1 receiving. I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know. We'll have to stay tuned and watch
All
the
right.
game.
So I'm taking Zeke. You take Singletary.
I'm gonna take Singletary.
Take Singletary.
I'm gonna take Singletary.
Look,
I'm
Singletary.
gonna take Zeke under 10 points.
Oh.
Zeke sucks.
I'm gonna take Zeke. I think he finds the end zone
Happens
at least
naturally,
once.
doesn't it? All of a sudden, you get a little overwhelmed, brain starts kicking in, and you just spitting shit
Just-
out. And then you
hey.
listen to the podcast after the week's up. And you're like, what the
I
fuck
feel like
was
the more
doing?
bold prediction I make, the more chance I have to get. I gotta get one right?
We all thought the same thing.
I saw it every
We
week.
got
Yeah,
two
you
right.
make one jump, I'm gonna get one.
This is the most I've ever made. I've made 4. And I will get 0 of them right. Sorry, buddy.
Well, you did pick Kyle Pitts 2 touchdowns, didn't you?
No, I said
one.
80 and a touchdown.
Oh,
He tried to convince me to go 2.
He always
I said
says
no.
one and it never works. So if you said 2, it might actually work.
Yeah, but when I don't predict him and it
Shut
doesn't work
up.
either, he doesn't just just stop, Ryan.
All right, that takes us to the defense matchup. We've got Indianapolis playing Vegas in a dome. We've got 3
Chicago?
defenses to choose from. Chicago, probably one.
Without what's his name playing?
Daniel Jones.
We'll put Chicago over there right now, but I really do like Miami. Miami's been good to me. Miami's been good to me.
Miami's been matchup proof for like the last
Yeah.
2 months.
Yeah.
I just don't trust Ryan Tannehill. I don't know. And without Derrick Henry, I don't know.
Man, they've
we'll
had
go on paper. We'll put Chicago in there.
But if Chicago still
I
had
would-
Khalil Mack, I think it'd be a no-brainer.
I'm looking at what you just said, and I'm seeing a bunch of green during the last. I mean, like
They've
here's
had-
their more
they've had
recent
good
games:
matchups.
New Orleans with a 3rd quarterback, the Jets, the Giants, Carolina, the Jets, and Baltimore. And I think that's when Lamar might have got hurt or
I
something.
don't know. It's one of the guys on the
Houston.
Part of My Take podcast.
I'm
for
gonna tell you,
Barstool.
I
He
think
said
Miami's done good for you.
he's
but
a
I
Miami
think
fan.
that
Chicago.
Wells probably runs
The
right.
last time they had
I
someone
would
that
get
was
Chicago, sweet.
I mean, they've
from
had
Buffalo, they got 4.
Their
But even
schedule's
look
lined
at
up
that
very
6, 8, 1, 7. Yeah, they but during their 7-game win streak, a lot of it's been because of the defense. So if you think Miami's going to continue what they've been doing, and it's hard not to play them. That's why I'm putting Indy back in. I really think the Chargers have the better matchup against Denver, but they put up a goose egg for me last week, and Indianapolis has been pretty consistent defensively.
No, they have.
20,
the Chargers
12,
were down there
23,
starting-
23, 5,
Their
14,
2 starting
21.
corners
So
were out.
Snow in Chicago.
And no dirt.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's
No,
what
Chicago.
That solidifies it.
Yeah.
And then the
Chicago it is.
the other one's
a 35% chance.
And you're talking about
precipitation,
snow in
high.
Chicago. That's coming off the lake, so you're going to have big winds coming in there. It's going to be tough to throw the football in that game.
Who they
Thank you,
start?
David.
Mike Glennon.
Is Glennon not from again?
Fromm's with
No, I thought
From's-
Fromm was at the Giants.
I thought Fromm was in Indy, wasn't
No, Fromm's with the Giants.
No,
Yeah, Fromm's.
Fromm got drafted by the Colts. And
Who are we
now
talking about for the Colts?
It's Ian.
Jacob Eason.
Yeah,
Jacob Eason.
that's what
You
I
want to know
said.
why we made that connection?
Why?
Both of them named Jake.
There's
Both
that.
of them were at Georgia.
There
Jacob
is that.
Eason was the starter, got hurt. Jacob Fromm is a true freshman, led them to the
Fucking
national championship
rolled
game,
it.
lost to Alabama.
Big
Then
time.
Jacob Eason
roll.
Damn
transferred to the Washington. This is college stuff that you just don't even
Nick
care
Saban
about.
said
I
yesterday.
don't know about that.
I understand
He
why
said
he
they
said
deserve to
it,
be
but
in
it
the-
was and he said they gave us all we can handle. And they beat them 24-9.
Apparently, Michigan didn't give anything.
I'm telling you, Georgia is winning that national championship. I'm telling you.
I think Nick Saban still lives in the head of.
Oh, he
Kirby,
does.
Kirby Smart from that
He
national
got his
championship
first
game.
loss against one of his former guys.
That happened this year.
for the first time this year.
Jimbo Fisher's the first
Yep.
former
He's
Saban
25
assistant.
and 1 against his coaching staff.
That's the only loss they got this year.
So who y'all
college
taking?
football.
Chicago or Indy?
I gotta go, man. Naturally, you'd say Indy, but
Colts
Chicago
are playing
playing in
again?
the snow.
What's the matchup?
Vegas.
Colts are playing Vegas. Give me Chicago.
Yeah, I gotta go Chicago. based
I'm
on
taking
that.
Chicago.
Yeah,
The only reason I'm playing
Chicago.
Indy is because of the consistent. I'm just hoping for like.
No, Indy's gonna have a great.
I just don't want another goose egg out of my defense.
Is Darius Leonard coming back? Because he missed last week.
Oh,
If he doesn't play, he is the best player on their defense. Him and DeForest Buckner.
Darius Leonard.
Yeah.
News.
News update.
Activate Darius Leonard.
There you go.
That's good then.
That dude is a
It is very-
stud at the linebacker.
All right, I feel better about my start.
I'm taking Chicago as well. So it's clean sweep of Chicago.
Yep.
Links with it.
All right. Moment of truth.
Who's gonna be the?
Did you put defense?
Yeah. With that, puts Michael at
I think it's around 131.
123. Yeah, 123.
Where'd you 131?
I had done it like 2 days ago and got 131.
Okay.
I think I put
We
someone
can do
else
it again.
other than. No, I put someone else in other than
You
Boyd.
didn't put Boyd. You put
I went the highest number.
Myers or somebody.
Yeah.
Which was,
All right. So that gives us turd sandwiches, original projection 145.
what's the
I'm
line
immunized around 125.
Yeah, we can go 120.
Got 125. All right. So moment of truth in the fantasy football championship. Who are you taking?
I'll
Let's
go
do go last.
So
Let's do go
to
last.
start it off.
No, let us go first.
Y'all got first?
Yeah.
Who
Then
do you
y'all-
think you are?
Yeah, we've never done that.
All right, go
Well,
first.
I'm gonna pick
Go
Michael.
right now.
Oh, we're
gentlemen's
doing
agreement.
that. Shit.
I didn't do that last week the first time and lost.
I also think it's about who gets hot at the right time. And Michael has.
Hansel,
I mean, he put
Oh
up
yeah, his
160
projections haven't mattered.
He put up 165 last week, and
167.
I'm sorry, whatever it was, he beat you.
It's
Right.
burned.
Right
And then
there.
the Chargers lost the game. They should have won.
That's happened last. I think
He's got some really good matchups too. I think it's not
Looks
going to
like
be what
some
Bryan said. I think both teams are going to put up good amount of points. I just think Michael. I think his running backs outscore their projections, and if Devontae goes off, then it's going to be a really good matchup.
he has a tendency to do that.
Yes, yes.
All right. So you're taking Mike?
I'm taking Mike.
Obviously, I hope I win. But I'm gonna have to go with Jake on this one. I think it's too much for me to come
Get the lotion
come back
out.
from.
This is going raw, buddy. Unfiltered, uncensored.
Mr. Robinson. The floor is yours.
Oh, okay. I was gonna let Michael finish.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I just don't picture winning with starting guys that were either waiver wire pickups or like drafted in 10th, 11th, 12th round. Like,
Oh no.
yeah, I just don't,
We've
I don't
already
picture
saw
myself
that.
We
winning.
talked about
Cooper
10th
Kupp was
round
mine.
is gold.
When was single? Can you look and see when round by round? When was
Yeah, I can go back to
Singletary?
see
And you say you listen to the podcast.
Sometimes you forget.
Dude, I don't know if we say on a weekly basis.
There's so much stuff that I hear you two
No,
guys. I get to be here to witness it. I can see how I can get lost at home.
And we're behaving today. This is the
Who
most
even
behaved
drafted
we've done.
Singletary?
All right.
Or
Let's,
did he get drafted? I see
oh,
how
yeah,
he
he
got
got
drafted.
drafted.
I'm looking.
No, he might not.
I don't think he did.
I drafted him. I think his rookie year. So
I
Who
think
took
Zay
Michael
Jones
Carter? Was
got
it Reitmeyer?
drafted.
Whoever drafted Michael Carter ended up dropping.
I think
it was
Roach.
Reitmeyer. Oh, it was
Ryan.
Reitmeyer.
No, Ryan drafted Michael Carter
Okay, he
in the
ended up
9th
dropping.
round.
Okay, now
He
yeah.
also drafted
I thought
Trey
Bruce drafted-
Sermon in the 7th, just in case y'all forgot that.
Well,
Yeah, it's because I drafted Raheem Mostert, I think, in the 6th. And that
Dude,
worked
how did
out.
he not get drafted? Like,
I'm not seeing
Boston
it
Scott
anywhere.
got drafted in the
Well,
13th.
damn
That
right he
was
did.
stupid.
oh, here we go.
He scored last week.
He's best running back in Philadelphia.
Nope.
Who?
I still say Miles Sanders. I mean, Jordan
Hadn't
Howard.
even got the end zone.
Jordan Howard, his first couple of years in Chicago was 1,500 yards a season, but couldn't catch. And then I don't know what happened where he just.
Yeah, Devin Singletary did. I don't think he got
So he
drafted.
didn't get
Oh,
drafted.
see.
So I've got a guy that drafted in the 9th round and then 2 undrafted because Rashad Penny obviously
Mhm.
wasn't drafted.
Mm.
I just don't. I don't know. Stranger things have happened, but I just don't. On paper, I don't picture myself coming back from that.
Okay. All right, Ron. Who you taking?
Staring at the draft board. Give me a minute.
I'll have to write in this pause.
Ryan's fault.
Enhance the breathing. We'll go Jay.
Thanks for the confidence there, bud.
I don't have confidence.
I don't mean.
Why are you looking
It's a
so
good thing for you.
I know. I appreciate that.
Bad thing for you.
I realize
It doesn't
that.
really matter for us.
I told you. If you're going to lose in the first round, you can enjoy the hell out of it after that.
Or just don't even
Don't
make
make
the playoffs.
Just take the stress out week 12.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I've just been watching this whole time. Man. I've had a good time.
Look at them all.
Stressing. Look at me, not stressing.
Well, we know. I know who you
Bueno?
want to win.
Good.
I know who you want to win.
Me, but it doesn't matter.
You want Michael to win too.
Yeah.
You want the.
I want to stay.
top
Yeah.
I don't have to
so
worry
do I.
about. I don't have to worry about shit.
Jake's been at 3 championships.
for a very
The
long
longest.
Time. Yep.
It's been a long time
overdue.
since I've been in a championship.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
I
been-
won my third
I-
in 2015.
I feel like the last time I felt like I had a team to win it was the Kareem Hunt kicking accident.
I don't think it was an accident. I think he did it on purpose, buddy. He definitely did it on purpose.
Incident. That's the word.
That's the word. Flamboyant.
I slipped. and for the record,
Who put that banana peel in there?
Mario!
he didn't really kick her. He more put his foot to her, shoved her out of the way. We don't know his side of the story.
That's true.
I don't know, it's
What
been
did
like
you-
4 years, man. I think we've heard his side of the story.
Well, I think we just moved on from it.
All right.
So here's the thing on me, like when he gets matchup of the week,
Okay.
almost position by position breakdown,
Wheels are turning.
he doesn't, like the majority of the time the other team gets picked more than Jake, but his fucking 2 players, I mean, he gets 60 points off of 2 guys every fucking week.
Who are the 2?
Mooney and Joe Mixon.
Oh, boy.
Sir, it's so hard to not pick Jake, but he's just blown
Magic
up.
Man. Magic Mike. Ooh.
Ooh.
I like it.
Make it a movie. Poor show.
The story of it, you want to pick Mike, but I think reasonably I got to pick Jake. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be very, very close. It's going to be a very good matchup, but I'm going to go Jake.
I was hoping our matchup last week was a blowout.
If the
but
winning
it
team
ended up being just the other way around.
if the winning team has less than 120, it'll be Jake. If the winning team has more than 140, it'll be Michael.
So Michael wins in a shootout or Jake wins in a low scoring affair?
Yep.
Got his team playing defense.
You
Can't
gotta-
teach that in fantasy football.
Good stuff.
You
man. You got to work on your hexes, your bad juju's.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna need all the Cardinals to score a lot of fantasy points except for Zach Ertz. Christmas text. That didn't work.
The commish.
So
All
yeah,
right.
I'm going Jake.
Okay.
He's
All
going Michael. 'cause
I'm
he doesn't
gonna
want
make.
Jake to win.
I'm gonna make one last bold prediction.
Last
It's
one
gonna
of the
be.
year.
It's gonna be a tie.
No, that's not it.
Dude, that would be bold.
I'm gonna say.
I win if it's a tie, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Higher seed.
seed.
I'm gonna say last bold prediction. Championship final is within 5 points.
That's solid.
Michael wins.
What did we split? No, you went Jake. You went Jake.
I went
We
Mike.
got 2
It's
Michaels,
3.
3 Jakes.
Yeah.
I'm petty, man. I'm petty. I'm real.
Oh,
He's out
real.
real.
I'm real.
Here's what
petty.
scares me is
It's
he's
Tom or
winning
Richard?
picks.
Richard.
Huh?
He's
Okay.
winning picks.
I know.
Makes me feel
You got the best guy to pick.
As
you.
far as Juju goes, everything's on your side.
Well,
man.
Juju is in Pittsburgh.
And he's on our.
He is.
All right, he's done.
Well,
Yeah.
considering picks, I never picked Jordan or Andrew for the longest time. So I was just
Contract.
doing that out of contract. So that's why I probably should have won picks.
Oh,
I'm taking the only thing he's
Oh.
got. I'm taking the only thing he's got.
dude, we thought it was gonna be a trash talk between us. He just comes in and
Oh yeah. Well, if I would have picked the guys that lost, I would have won. Yeah. Okay. I can say the same thing.
well, you won.
That's it. I stood up for that.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know why you standing up.
I thought you was going to let him have it.
you did.
No, I know that I've won picks. I got like a 7-game advantage of
Well,
him.
he knows you won picks. He's just saying, had he actually picked without contractual obligations,
He
he would
doesn't
have beat
have
you.
contractual obligations. There
How
are
do you
no
know?
contracts that have been signed.
Who does the paperwork here?
Well, that's a good question.
Was it notarized? Was it notarized?
Yes.
We don't have a
I'm
notary.
a notary public.
No, are you really?
Yes.
Really?
I'm a noted Republican.
You
Noted Republican.
can't notarize your own documents.
This is Jake's notebook.
But if you write the document, you can't notarize it.
How do you know? That's what typed up documents. Handwritten, totally different.
That is not true.
You got to have a witness. Did you have a witness?
Can I get a witness?
Sure.
Amen. There we go. Done.
Come on.
Can I get a
Come on.
witness?
This has been
Come on.
fun.
Listen here, Robinson.
Hey, brother. That's pretty good.
Let me tell you what. I can't do Woody Allen, but I can. Woody Allen. Bryan asked me to do a Woody Allen impersonation before the podcast. I was like, never tried.
All right, we got any final thoughts on the fantasy football season? Next week, we'll review this matchup, and then we'll give out fantasy football awards.
You coming back win or lose, or you just coming back to gloat if you win?
If winner or
I'll come
lose.
back. Winter. Well, I was going to say I'm off work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If we can do it one of those days, I can be here.
We'll go back to school next week.
I can be here. You guys just let me know. If not, then maybe
I'm
I
gonna
can
be
do it
doing
over
it
the
during the
phone.
day.
But yeah, I'll come back win or loss.
We got 3 games next week.
When are they?
It's either going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday.
I think
Monday,
that's what it
Tuesday,
is.
Friday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday.
If that's the case, we can do Thursday.
Okay.
Let me pull up the schedule.
And we'll give out fantasy football awards.
I'll
Do
bring
we
a trophy.
Recap the season.
Do we need to write
Let
these
me
awards
look.
down?
Look, fucker, it's still mine till
We
draft
can come
day.
up with that on Thursday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. So
I gotta
Thursday's
clean it
only
up.
day.
Thursday.
Get your
Okay.
names put
All right,
on
we can do
there.
Thursday then.
Thursday then.
All right. Well, best of luck to both of our participants in the fantasy football finals.
Screw both you guys. I'm in.
If nobody's got anything else, good luck, and we will see you guys next week.
Happy New Year.
Oh, yeah. Happy New Year.
Yeah, fuck it.